Hey everybody, welcome to Knit Night. My name is Therese and I'm joined as always by Liz of Liz Clothier Designs.
Hello.
We are also joined by Caro of all things Caro. Ann Pinkova, the lovely Ann Pinkova from Politically Incorrect Knitters.
Hello.
Annie from A Stitch in the Sky. And Tara from Yarn Chicken and Shit. Welcome,
everybody.
ladies.
Tara has a new episode out.
She does.
And Ann and DK have a really good episode. Their last one was really fun.
Aw, thanks.
So, welcome.
What's going on, guys?
I've gotten in too much trouble for the last one. I've been waiting for it.
Maybe Emma in the moment will do a video about you. Again.
Please.
Do we want videos done?
I'm waiting.
No.
Oh, I'm waiting so hard. Come at me,
She does
direct.
hatchet jobs. And then
I'm waiting for somebody to have a fit about Joe's talk about cigarettes last week.
did not get a single
your
comment
episode
about that.
yet.
We didn't get any comments about that at all. Other things, but not that. But they were all positive. So
Yeah.
I guess the British word for cigarettes doesn't offend anybody anymore.
I see it on Twitter a lot. Maybe
Yeah.
we're getting desensitized to it.
Oh, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah,
See, I hear my son say it a lot.
Oh, using
yeah,
those
but
gamer
probably
words.
not talking about cigarettes, is he?
No.
No.
Can I just laugh because the internet algorithms and our good friend Pirate who keeps getting yarn ads now since he's been around us so long.
Is it good yarn? What kind of yarn?
All yarn is good, right?
All yarn is good. But yeah, and he's not happy about the association ruining his internet algorithm.
Oh, but he loves wearing the stuff that we make for him.
That is true. That is
I'm going to
true.
send you all the glitter, Pirate.
Why do you hate me? I haven't met you.
You need to send Twitter, in the future, so it spreads around to new places.
Yeah, I'm going to wait till he moves into his new house, and I'm going to send him all the glitter.
Oh. You're going to do the micro glitter? Is that what you're going to do?
All of it.
Ultra fine grain glitter.
Micro, macro, all of it.
I think it was the arm knitting that that was advertised to him. You know, that sort of not even spun properly, chunky,
Yeah.
fleecy
Yeah.
stuff that you can't wash. It was
Yeah.
one of them.
The best will be when he gets one of those ads and he just looks at it and knows what it is.
I
Heard us.
know.
Being associated with you people have messed up my Facebook ad algorithms. We know. We think it's hilarious.
Lucky you.
We think it's hilarious, Pirate.
You're welcome.
We're healthy.
So what's everybody working on?
I have taken a break from the shawl that will never end to do the shawl that will end.
Ooh,
So-
I like those
Yay.
colors.
Ooh.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like those.
Yeah,
colors.
I'm
What's
making
the
it from...
dates?
Huh?
I need the details.
Oh, it's a shawl.
I know, but what's the yarn? What's the pattern? What's the...
You asked me
She's
that
made
like I
this.
know. I saw it on a YouTube video. It looked pretty. I made it.
All right.
It's a I guess it's a double crochet. No, it's a double stitch followed by a granny stitch, and you do that for 3 rows and then you switch back. So that's what you do. I don't know what this is called other than
Ooh,
it's
it's
pretty
pretty.
and I wanted to make it.
Let me interrupt. Sorry, 1 second. Hey, Pirate, if you're there, Joe Bob says that StreamYard says they want her to sign in using only YouTube or Facebook for security, and she can't because she doesn't have her passwords with her. Do you know? Is there a workaround, or is this something StreamYard has changed? Do you know? Because he knows more
Ugh.
about StreamYard than we do.
By the way, is this a problem with anyone else? But I can no longer get Facebook Messenger messages because I refuse to update my app. Because at this point, it's like a hostage situation. I'm like, I won't do it. I won't use your app. Your app's stupid.
No.
I hate you, Facebook. Why?
Yeah, I
This-
don't.
So for Thrifty, this is not a bag a bag a day pattern. This I don't know the name of the channel. It was a feminine sounding guy who was kind of like, okay, everybody, we're gonna take this pattern, we're gonna freshen it up. And I was like, I don't care what we're doing. I just want you to show me how to make it. So
That could be.
Are you feeling fresh?
That could be a number. People. Maybe it's Crochet Crowd. He's kind of like that.
yeah. I don't know.
We need
I
a
didn't track
girlfriend that can
I
knit
didn't
more.
track the channel name. I'm sorry, guys. I've let you down. You can never trust me again.
That's okay. No, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, StreamYard won't let her sign in. Which is great.
That's weird. What'd you do last week? Do the same thing you did last week.
I'm not sure about that. My StreamYard isn't associated with YouTube. I wonder if she checked. Joe, message Pirate. Joe, if you're listening, I'll text her.
Yeah.
If you could hear us.
Come to the sound of pirates. Text message.
Who to light?
I sent her a message. Thanks, Pirate.
I have my cowl ready. My cloak. Got
I
one.
like that pattern though, Carol. It's such. It makes the yarn. It works really well with that yarn.
Yeah.
I'm a siren pirate. Woo. What are you working on, Anne?
Me?
Yeah.
And yes.
Yes, I am still working on the flower street wrap. Hang on. If I could figure out my stitches. Here. I will show it off.
Nice. Oh, it's so
I
pretty.
really like that.
It's like growing and stuff.
So
How many
pretty.
colors of minis does it use?
12. 12 of them.
Fingering?
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank-
Yes.
I
it's
really like
figured.
the colors.
So I'm sure you could do
Well, that's
deep
pretty.
whatever you like. But yeah, that's what we're doing.
Pirate says he caved to Messenger Anne because of his family.
Oh no. I messed up. I have to.
So he's not in the same battle against them that you are.
I don't have
Okay.
either of those.
I am in a giant technological battle at all times, as I have said. It's a battle of the wills, just like the Taco Bell app in me. I will not download the Taco Bell app because I don't think restaurants should be rewarded for having their own apps. I think it's a stupid idea. I won't do it.
Oh, he didn't
It
say.
would probably save money if I had the Taco Bell app.
Evidently, I misquoted him. I'm sorry. So, sorry. I really like that shawl, Anne. That's pretty.
It's
Aw,
beautiful.
I'm gonna guess
I'll
what
stop
Annie's
talking
working
about
on.
Taco Bell.
It's,
We know.
It's almost done though, right?
Almost done. It's so pretty.
Yes. I've got two wedges after this one that I'm doing at
Yay.
the minute. It's a bit dark in here, isn't it?
No, it's fun. Oh, it's pretty.
You're still
Yeah.
radiant. It's okay.
It's gonna be awesome. when It's done.
I thought
Are
I'd
you-
stay up and get some more done.
Are you about ready for it to be done?
Do you know I've enjoyed it all?
That's good.
I can't say I've been fed up of it at all. I've liked the process of finding the next colour.
Oh, I know that,
And-
but are you just ready to work on other things? You've got other ideas.
Well, there's other things lined up, but yeah, I'm not in any mad rush.
That's good.
I'm just enjoying it.
It's going to be amazing when you're done.
It is.
It is.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
We're
Wrap
expecting
yourself up several times. Yeah.
You're gonna have to make it down for an epic photo shoot.
Yes.
Yeah.
We like the pictures.
Since that's the test knit for his revamp of the pattern.
Hmm.
Oh,
We can get on the beach on a windy
Wild
day and let it blow in the wind.
Like a kite.
It'll be like a hot air balloon or something.
hang glider.
Hang glider, yeah.
What are you doing, Tara?
I am working on my murder knit shawl.
Nice.
So
now is when Joe will pop in and be what?
Yeah.
I know. I feel like super triggered.
Joe's got another Google account done. It said I was entering and then nothing. So,
See, I like the murder knit shawl after finishing my Yahtzee shawl because it's a nice palette cleanser.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good way to.
Yeah, you don't have to think about it. Yeah.
No, you can
Exactly.
think about what you want to.
I can just let the yarn be pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing a sock yarn weight?
Yes. And I'm about
Have you done
halfway
one
through
before?
this game.
And he says you're the epitome of keep calm and knit on.
Yeah, I'm calm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's coming along nicely, I think.
Oh, it's
Oh
pretty.
yeah.
That is pretty yarn.
Mine's
I
still
like
really
it.
small.
You know, pick it up and put it down, and you don't have to worry about where you are in the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
2 rows, so it's easy to get right back into it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Therese, what are you doing?
Well, I have some finished objects because I'm kind of addicted to having finished objects right now. I'm currently working on it's called the Sweet November shawl, and it's based on the shawl that chick in that movie with Keanu Reeves had, where it's just like a net. Can you see? Yeah, it's a net shawl.
Oh.
It's very cool, but that
have-
doesn't like narrow it down at all.
Yeah, it's like
That-
the chick with Keanu Reeves.
Charlize Theron, that Sweet November movie.
Oh, I see.
She is a knitter in that movie, and she has a bunch of shawls. And people were like, "Oh, I got to make that shawl." And so
My spirit animal.
people made it in knit, and then people made it in crochet. I can't remember. I've made a number of them. I can't remember if I've done them in knit, but I have done them in crochet. It's just, it's a mesh. It's easy. It's mindless. And, it's kind of like a murder knit shawl. You don't have to think about it. I do
That'll
have
be my
a
next
finished.
shawl.
Yes, I do have a finished object. I was going to wear it today, but I can't wear blue today. So maybe I'll wear it next week.
Why can't you wear blue today?
What's wrong with blue?
Because the Orioles are playing the Yankees and I cannot wear blue.
Oh, I understand, but I don't.
It's a thing. It's a sports ball thing.
Oh, sport ball.
I was going to say,
Okay.
like, I understand.
Yeah.
Thrifty
Why
chick
the
made it
Yankees
2 for
blues thing. I completely understand that.
Yes.
I really appreciate you breaking it down so I can understand it. Thank you.
Sport ball. Yeah.
Sport ball.
Yeah. Wait till winter. There's more sport ball. Different sport ball, but same. Yeah.
I
So
like
anyway,
the
I
drama
finished-
on ice ball. That's my favorite right now.
Oh, yes. Oh, there is drama. Yes. Ice puck.
Yeah.
Ice puck ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice ball.
Yeah. Plays
Ice
against
ball.
on
It's not a ball, but it's a flat ball.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's round. It's okay.
So anyway, it is. Yes, it is.
Show me your stuff. I'm sorry. I did not mean to get us
I know it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so I have a very heavy, very very heavy t-shirt. It's 2 giant granny squares, and you sew them together. I'll wear it next week. I had to find my tank top. Oh,
You
and
can
then I have
call
a
it a
bag.
wife
Oh,
beater, that's
Carol, I have a
okay.
bag. You like bags?
I love bags.
So I have this yarn, and it's one of those one skein you got off the clearance rack from Hobby Lobby, and you don't know what to do with it. And I tried to make a shawl out of it numerous times, and it didn't want to be a shawl. So I made it a bag, and it's a market bag.
Ooh.
And it's just a market
Nice.
bag with the handle. Might put a snap. I don't know. It's very, very bright, very rainbow, very bright.
It's perfect.
It's,
Look at
it's very nice. Put your
Joe Bob's
oranges,
here.
put your pineapple, put your stuff.
There
in
she
it.
is.
It's a joke.
Oh, Bob!
Yay!
She's all ready for winter. Look at her.
Can't hear you.
Speak.
Next.
Oh,
I don't know. I can't breathe and talk at the same time. I bought some of this. We'll try that. We'll give it a test run.
No, you're
Oh, Bob.
sick. Oh.
Sorry, you're sick.
I got
But
this. We'll
that's
give that a test run.
Product placement.
Anyway, continue.
And Tomsky said you escaped Google jail.
Jail.
Oh, Tomsky, look at my name on the screen. I had to be Joe Bob today. It wouldn't let me in.
No.
He doesn't like effery.
I guess not.
No effery.
You look great in that sweater, though.
Yeah, but
I know, it's beautiful.
Very nice.
Continue.
Are you
Carry
gonna
on.
do it again?
I am
here. I'm done. I'm done.
Tell us about you. What do you do? How did you do it?
Well, hello. Good morning, good evening. Do you know what? I don't know if Liz told you all because I was running just a little bit late because that's my privilege and I'm not racist. I set my alarm. I set my alarm last night. I really did. And I went, I'm going to get up at 7:30. That will give me an hour and a half to get dressed, find coffee and go. And then I woke up at 8:15 and I looked at my alarm. I'd set it for Friday. Today's Monday, guys.
So here's the compliment for you.
She's hibernating.
Oh,
Wow.
my darling Tomsky, thank you
Everybody
so much.
screenshot, because this doesn't happen a lot.
Are you going to renet that sweater, Joe? Because you said you're unhappy with the color.
I'm only on, because I use different dye lots, which I didn't realise because I grabbed this fantastic bargain from the charity shop, which is also it sells new wool and secondhand wool. It's not a charity shop; it's a haberdashery shop, and they take donations for women's. They have a very quiet, sneaky women's accommodation for older women who are homeless, and I fully support that. And so I just go and grab bags. I'm going to go. It's only across the road. Funny that I'm parked right here. When we're finished today, I'm going to go over and grab another big bag of a mohair wool that I have previously bought, and it is on the a bit expensive side for secondhand wool, but it's brand new wool, and I know that it was found in a giant container which was left at a local refuse station. And I bought some a couple of years ago. It's still here a couple of years later. I bought some a couple of years ago and made a beautiful shawl, and somebody else has requested the same shawl or similar, and I thought, you know what, that wool is still sitting in plastic bags over at the haberdashery, so I will go over and have a look, and hopefully it's just that little bit expensive that people don't want it, but it's actually a good buy for mohair and wool.
Well, I ask because you look great in that sweater.
Yes,
So-
it looks amazing. That color suits you.
And that's
Oh,
the
really?
thing, guys. Get your wool wherever you can. I don't care where you buy your wool from. I'm just turning into a yarn snob, but that's
But it looks really
Come
good.
on, Joe. How long have you been a yarn snob? Really, it's not recent.
Well, actually, I would just like to say you can eat them words. You can eat them words while you look at my chenille, my disgusting fully polyester chenille from Sean Sheep. There you go, proof or it didn't happen. Okay, hang on. There's 2 more blankets in the making there. I'll just show
There's
you.
room for all yarn. All
That's
yarn has room.
Yeah,
Here's
that
the
kind
little
of yarn does have a good purpose.
Here's a little pink blanket that goes inside, and I have not, yes, there's one end, I haven't woven it in, that goes inside this beautiful crocheted
I was going to say, Joe Bob and the crochet.
Look at
double
that
crochet. Here we go. The base is actually 2. Oh, I can't show you, but it's 2 pieces. There's one layer. There's the other layers. I did nice double layer. And I want to shout out to Edie Ekman or Eddie Ekman. I'd call you Edie because you're female, adult female human being. Edie Ekman on YouTube, left-hand crochet, flat circle, and that's double crochets. So I learned, I did double crochets with the chain beginning, whatever you call it. And then I did single crochets, made it up, So she gave me the start, and I did 2 of those, and then I made it up with single crochets around, and I went all the way up, and then I did a little half through a half leg to do some sort of an edge there. Don't ask me what that is, but I just went through half a leg and did a turning stitch there, and then I did the single crochets all the way back, and then I crocheted it to the double circles, which I'd already put together anyway, but I crocheted it all together with a chain sort of cast off. I guess that's how you cast off. I'm really not sure, but I just did like single chains, and then I did a little pink blanket. That was because I had one ball of pink.
Look at her. She's a hooker.
So she went from last week not crocheting to, hey, I'm going to make a basket and invent my own stitch because, while I'm at it.
I invented my own stitch. I'm sure it's been invented 1,000 years earlier, but there you go. How cute is that little pink blankie in Cheddar's new bed? Look, and that's my joint. That's my joins there. Oh, crooked. Hang on.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's I decided
that.
I did decide I didn't like joins that stood up from each other, so I just sort of did an extra stitch and then joined, then started the extra loop to do the next round to move up, bump up, and move across. I don't know.
Joe, are you continuously going around, or are you stopping and turning and going the other way?
No, I just went round and round and round. So when I got to what I thought was that
turn around,
the 3 chain, I followed what Edie said for the circle with 3 chains to bump it up, and then that was your first stitch. And then I went around and did double crochets. So with the single crochet, I did the same thing. I went around, and then when I got to what I thought was that single chain, I went into the 3rd chain,
right,
like a slip stitch into the 3rd chain. And then I went up 3, and then I kept going around and round. And so I didn't like it. Made holes. It made holes in the same spot. So what I did, of course, was decide to go across another one, and then I went up. So I just made it on a diagonal. I don't know if that's really terribly wrong, but you know what? I figured it's for the cat. She's not going to complain. And I have to say, and I used that's chunky wool yarn. And think about polyester crap. Here, this polyester crap, I'm going to make another 2 blankets with the leftovers just because, she'll probably pee on it or her fleas will move in. So I got 2 little balls left, and that will make that with the scraps will be enough for 2 more little round blankets that can be washed, and hopefully the bed will stay clean for a little while until she brings a dead possum inside and puts it in her new bed. So guess what I learned? And yeah, that was a big crochet hook. It was a big, here it is. It's a 10 mil wooden one, and I do have metal ones, but I chose this one because I really liked the tip. Look, Amy, that's a nice tip, if I say so myself. For that chunky wool, I thought that was a nice tip, and it was a good size for me to. This is how I crochet. Like that. What's that? The knife thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so I do that.
That's how I do it.
That's how I do it. Yeah.
Excuse me. And I found that really easy, but I found out that I know the tips. I know. I was waiting, but that's okay. Nice tip. Joe Bob's got a nice tip in her hands there, and I really covered that one. Okay. And it's wooden. It's a woody. I found out that crocheters have used different bicep muscles. If I'm doing it right, you guys use different bicep muscles. So you guys all have like the shoulders that come down and the forearm, and then when you get down to the elbow thing, you have these big walloping muscles, because that was the one that hurts now. That was the one I was using. So all this movement, because I'm really fast like that. All that movement does this muscle here, this one, down here near the elbows.
Take your challenge.
I'll never get in the arm wrestle with a crocheter. Never getting in the arm wrestle with the crocheter. That's all I can say about that. So I'm not okay. I think my forte will be pet beds, because I'm not going to try anything else, and I'm really happy to. I mean, that was about 7 big fat balls gone now. Again, Pomsky. I just lost 7 big fat balls out of my stash. And now I'm thinking, what other crap yarn have I got? I'm going looking because I know I've got acrylic that I was going to make dollies. I was going to make, your dolls out of. But I could be a pet animal bed maker, a pet bed maker.
Okay.
Alrighty.
What do you think, Caro? Was that good? It was better than a scarf.
I'm trying really hard to not laugh right now.
Oh, stop. Just do it.
Just let it go. We all
So yes, Amber, I'm going to eliminate all my crappy yarn, and by crappy I mean acrylic, and I don't care what anybody says. Don't give a shit. I'm going to just make pet beds for animal shelters. I don't care. And then when it's gone, I'm not purchasing anymore. How does this work? Do you guys ever use these? Do you ever stick these up your nose?
I do.
Oh yeah, one of my kids.
Where's
likes
the
to
echo
use
coming
them.
from right now?
It's
Somebody. Oh, okay.
Is it me? Do you want me to leave already? Do you know how hard it was to get here?
Yeah, but
Had to fight your way in, fight out, fight back again.
Okay, see ya.
Bye. Come back soon. Meet me in the future.
That wasn't what I was trying to do.
So
You know,
it's
it's
an
perfect.
adventure.
beforehand, it prompts you are winning the chat today.
Oh, I can't see the chat.
Yes, totally winning. Okay. There's that one. So
Anyway,
even though Morgan hasn't been on in a while and she hasn't announced when she's doing her stock cardigan, I decided to do my other one, and this is using our friend Tina's yarn.
oh,
Each colorway. And then
Well, careful, it's blue.
Yeah, but I'm a Yankees fan. It's okay.
she.
Oh,
You're what? I gotta go.
You did that already. Back off. And I'm also a Giants fan, so there you go. You can mock me for that
Well,
too.
I mean, I can't help that. There's.
I like them colours.
This is String Theory Colorworks is self-striping, and they have really fun combinations of self-striping colors, and hers are really inexpensive. Like a lot of the self-striping yarn is like $30-$35 a skein, and hers are $26.
Oh, oh.
Oh,
And she does
Wow.
sport weight, not just fingering.
Yeah.
And DK. So, yeah. Because the color I was going to use when I started the sleeve, it didn't look right, so I got this instead. So that's about it. I've been working on that and then working on another project for Tabitha, but
Ooh.
I can't show that until I get farther along. So, yeah. So, hold ha. Therese is out. Therese can accept that I'm a Yankees fan. We've talked about this.
I mean, we can't.
We
You
don't
know.
talk baseball, so it's fine. I even supported her Baltimore Orioles temperature blanket,
Yes.
even though it's not the temperature; it's the win-loss blanket. So
It's not temperature, no. Because it would all be very red or orange or something's going on with your Yankees. I'm multitasking. Sorry.
So, did anyone else see in Craftsnark the lovely "How dare people crowdfund for businesses"? Like that's terrible and horrible. And yet, when other people crowdfund for businesses, it's perfectly okay.
It's so selective.
Yeah.
It's-
Wait, what's the story behind
Oh,
that?
just one of the designers mentioned in her podcast that this dyer is crowdfunding to buy property and build a whole dye studio where they can community and teach dyeing, yarn dyeing and stuff. And they're crowdfunding part of it. And people in Craftsnark are up in arms because it's a business and it's not like not for profit. And
Which is rightfully so.
but you can't.
However,
the crowd will GoFundMe because they can't get business loans for whatever reason.
right.
And so, but they're going after this person specifically when others who are on the right side of their thinking do it, and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Like we just think it's hilarious because they call it out some of the time, and when people who are way more egregious about it and crowdfund every single thing that happens in their life, don't get called out.
You know, that reminds me of like when Brandon Sanderson did like his Kickstarter for his 4 Secret Book project. And I thought it was amazing that, you know, he broke all those records and did everything. But like in my author sphere, all these people were like really upset. And they're like, how dare he have a crowdfunder? And I was like, well, what's the problem? It's like, well, he has enough money. And I was like, bitch, you telling me that if you could get somebody to pay for your thing, you wouldn't do it because you had enough money? It's like, no, I would totally do it. It's like,
yeah,
exactly.
Well, I think there's a difference between Kickstarter and crowdfunding, you know, GoFundMe. You know, Kickstarter, I've supported some Kickstarters like the electric eel wheel guy. I bought too many wheels from his Kickstarter, you know, but that's a different thing from just begging for money.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. And his Kickstarters are always really good.
But I just find it funny because we don't call out other people who
do the
yarn.
It's selective.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, who do
selective
it for every
outrage.
single thing that happens in their life. And Tomsky's right. As long as they're honest about it, who cares? It's up to individuals to what they support. I just find well, I don't care. I'm not supporting him. It's nobody I know. I just find it's funny that other people, you know, get all offended by it. Like the ones who, oh my God, you can't follow that podcaster. They shopped at Hobby Lobby.
Yes.
Well, that's me.
And they're revisiting some people again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yes.
Here's the thing. You can shop anywhere you want. I don't care. Just don't tell me where I can shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think some people invite it when they apologize for going to Hobby Lobby. Like, don't apologize. Just go to Hobby Lobby.
Apologize. This yarn right here is Hobby Lobby, you know, and some of the, you know, I got a ton right here. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, if I have
they do this and they do that. Okay, I'm not an employee of theirs, so their employee policies do not affect me.
Right.
True.
I don't know if you don't know, if you go to a store, say you go to, I don't know, Walmart or Kroger or I don't know, any store. If you don't know their policies, then just shop there. What difference does it make? You know?
Well, as long as if you personally have a problem with it, go for it. Have a problem with it.
But you don't get to say
here's my thing. If you're gonna bitch about Hobby Lobby, you better go bitch about Amazon first. And I guarantee everybody that bitches about Hobby Lobby shops a lot at Amazon.
Well, they shop a lot at Amazon, but they also call it out for overconsumption and
as they're ordering something, like, oh, you darn materialistic fucks! I get it this in 2 days. Cool.
Yeah, it's the same people.
It's daylight. What?
You have to support dyers, and you have to help them. You know, dyers and designers just deserve a living wage. And then
but
when
only
they put
certain design
orders or things, they're like, oh no, how could they put that out there? You know, it's like, okay, you can't tell people to go support them and then get mad when they put product out.
Right.
No, you can't play both games.
Well, I like Hobby Lobby in that it is like the one store that the men in my life will actually walk into. Like they won't go into a Michael's, they won't go into a Joann's. They will go into a Hobby Lobby because Hobby Lobby sells stuff for their hobbies.
Hobbies.
I mean, they'll gripe at me for wanting to walk by the yarn aisles.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a different situation. But they will at least walk into the store with me and not bitch about it.
Well, and their thing. Oh, well, they treat their employees this, and they don't have this. And are you an employee there? No, then shut up. It's none of your business.
Well, here's the thing.
You know,
nobody owes anybody a job.
Right.
So you choose to go work there, you go work there. And it's up to you to decide whether or not the terms are something you can live with or
And from what I've seen, the people that work there love it. So
yeah,
you know.
and I think they're treating their employees a hell of a lot better than Joann's at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I mean, what's the big complaint about how Hobby Lobby treats its employees? It's they refuse to pay for abortions, and I think there may be one other contraception things. They have like 11 other options, but Hobby Lobby says, "Hey, on our health plan, we're not going to pay for this specific thing."
Right.
So
that's wild
and,
to me.
They support anti-LGBT groups, whatever. Okay, that's none of your business. What they, you know, you don't know what the CEOs of any other company do, and they don't know what you do. Like, just mind your own business.
Well,
I'm glad.
I remember
I'm
back in the day
really,
when I started working, businesses didn't even provide insurance coverage for contraceptives
Right.
and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It wasn't even
I'm really glad Australian employers don't offer those kind of benefits. You don't get offered health insurance or medical benefits when you get a job in Australia. You're working for the company and you do your job and you get paid. So I'm really glad they don't do that. You can have your own choice. I mean, all those people who are working in a job just to keep their medical insurance,
Yeah.
they're miserable. The job is not the right
Mhm.
avenue for them or the right role for them. They're not passionate about it. I'm so glad that doesn't happen here. I hope we never ever catch up and do the same as you guys have done for so long.
Well, if they made a free market of buying insurance, it'd be a totally
Yeah.
different ball.
Yeah.
Same with car insurance. If there was a free market in car insurance prices, the rates would go down because
Yeah.
they would make it more affordable. Same with college tuition. But the fact that the government subsidizes all of these industries,
Mm-hmm.
it keeps the prices up, especially college tuition, because they know these kids are going to get government sponsored loans. So
Yeah.
it's $60,000-$70,000 a year to go to these Ivy League schools that now the kids who didn't get a high school graduation because of COVID, a lot of them aren't going to get their college graduation because of the protests that the colleges won't stop. So, and they don't have to because they still get their government money.
Yep.
Yeah,
Wow.
and the students cannot get rid of that debt through bankruptcy either.
Nope.
But they also, anyone who chooses to take a student loan in a field that they can't,
But you
get
know
a
what
job
you're
that pays it back,
yes.
that's on them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take a $100,000 student loan to be a doctor or something in a field where you can get that money back, that's one thing. But to take a student loan out in a field where there are no jobs and then complain that you have student loan payments,
And then to expect the rest of us to pay for it, what the hell? So if I take out a car loan or a house loan, I should expect somebody else to pay for it because I don't want to? No.
Wow.
No, I think the university endowment should pay.
These colleges are making buku bucks.
Yeah.
Why is tuition so high? Why?
Because they want you to pay for the access to the archives that they use for research, and that's its own enterprise in itself. Which actually, if you think college is bad, writing for a scientific journal is even worse because they'll charge like $250 for a particular journal, but then the authors that are in it will only get like 30 cents, right? And some of them will break their back to put something in there. And it's not like, I felt like writing an essay like you would for a science class. A lot of these people are working for free to do a whole bunch of research, and then they get it peer reviewed and then they get it into the article. So you're looking at anywhere between like 2 and 5 years worth of work that they only get 30 cents a month for.
And it's publish or perish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and then
that's why it costs so much.
And then you see all these presidents and professors and all these colleges who turns out they all plagiarized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And then what was the other thing? And then the other thing is that the culture of college has actually changed because it used to be like go there to better yourselves and gain knowledge for your preferred market. But right now it's turned into like more of like a club thing where they're trying to include like extra facilities on campus, the swimming pool and all that other stuff. And what's crazy is that they make you pay for that through the tuition, and then they want you to pay for it again to actually use it. So it's double dipping that way a little bit.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing that they were doing? Obviously, there's like maintenance that the school needs, and then they want to expand and bring in other professors. So you've got the faculty salaries to pay for as well. Not that I'm trying to justify why it's so expensive. I am on the bad end of the student debt right now.
Yeah.
So, but what I really wish they would do is that if you actually make that time and money investment, they really need to have like a roadmap or some kind of promise that you're going to move into the field that you spent all that time studying for.
Yeah.
Because they don't do that. And half the time, like, so I went in for psychology, right? And so when it came time to do the internship, I was like, okay, so what do I do? It's like, well, start calling people. I was like, motherfucker, I have given you $80,000 and you want me to like, do you not have a list of people that I can go and talk to? It's like, no, just go talk to them and see if they'll let you do like a free internship. I was like, how long is this free internship? Oh, it's 2 years. Oh, 2 years. Oh, okay, cool.
No, you hit it. Like they should have to find a good job for you.
Yeah.
Because
or at
that's
least
what
like
help
you move there, right? Like help you.
Yeah, to get you there, to
help you. Yeah.
get you
My daughter's
placed.
school, at least the business program, does have a program that helps graduates. It hooks them
That's
up.
very restrictive. Caro, I understand the philosophy behind that, but that's very restrictive. That's what happens with the top 5% of the state here who are allowed to enroll in veterinary nursing after they finish their university degree. They are then placed anywhere in Australia. They have to go and do their placement wherever they're told to go. That's very restrictive if you're an older person or you have
I'm
a
not
young
saying that they have
family.
to tell me where to go. I'm asking for options of somewhere that I
You want
can
help
go.
with,
Yeah.
you want oh, okay. So you would like hope for a list of potential employers or placements. Oh, okay. Because with veterinary science, after being the smartest in the country, you're told where to go for your first placements. It's very difficult.
Yeah, that can be how it is with medical residency. It's like practically told where to go.
You're told where to go. Yeah. And that's after all those years of self-sacrifice and all that, all that learning to do a job that's to help the community, to be then pushed where you have to get started. I think that's very, very hard, physically, emotionally, mentally, if you have a family or any connection with your community at all. To be moved to another state or to the other end of the state would be really difficult.
Yeah, because as it is right now in America, like for me, like if I wanted to get licensed to actually be a counselor, I would have to do 300 hours free, and I would have to find somebody that would let me do it with them, right? So I would, that's what it's like out here. And for teachers, they have to do anywhere between a year. Well, I guess it depends on how desperate they are, because I heard that one place was only doing it for like 6 months. But they have to teach for free for anywhere between 6 months to a year. And I mean, and when you tell them, it's like, hey, I've got bills to pay and stuff like that, the school's reaction is like, well, take out more loans. And it's like, no, that's
not sustainable. That's not a sustainable framework.
No, it's not, which is why you see teachers also working like second jobs, right? Like they're bartenders or they're servers or whatever. Like, like when I was working a full-time job at the same time I was teaching full-time, right? And of course, like I show up to the classroom, the kids be like, "You look tired." It's like, "'Cause I am. Good observation skills."
It's also how you get commie teachers too. That it's like most people are like, oh, I'm going to work for free for a year. I'll just do construction. I'll do something else. And then it's like, no, this is my ideological dream to be a teacher. It's like, okay, out of the people who that is, that they have some sort of, weirdo teacher dream. Sorry, I don't like teachers. I shouldn't say weirdo teacher dream. But that you have, if that's your ideal, to be a teacher to shape those young minds, then it's that you'll go through the hoops if you're elected.
Yeah, they guilt you, because when I quit teaching, I resigned. Like it wasn't even like I waited till the end of the term. Like I was like halfway through first term, and I'm like, I'm out. Not even like fucking around with you. And one of the admin was kind of like, well, what's going to happen to the kids? And I was like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, that's your
problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if I cared about the kids enough, and then the only way I basically got them to back off, I was like, I'm having thoughts about self-deleting because of this job. And like, oh, okay, here's the door, and let's help you pack your car. And it's like, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you get to that. Yeah.
No wonder. I had no idea about the education system there with the training, because here you do your 3 years degree. You can graduate without even having any literacy skills. It's disgusting. And then you're straight into a full-time job. They're desperate for teachers here. Oh, Caro, come to Australia. They're desperate for mental health professionals, desperate for teachers here.
We're
I would
just
probably get
where I
canceled
am.
again.
You get subsidized housing from the education department. You get subsidized housing. You can work as much as you want. They are so desperate for teachers here.
Nope, I'd get canceled again.
We have a situation right now in my town. I live right next to the high school. And the assistant principal was on Snapchat and showing off body parts she shouldn't be. And she has a bunch of students that are following her. And so that was a thing. And then it came out that her and the principal were having a thing. And so people are like, well, you know, she's an adult and she can do whatever she wants. Well, then somebody brought up, well, you know, here's the stats for how the kids are doing. And the reading literacy is 32%. And the math literacy is below that. You know, and then you got the people say, well, you know what? We're not paying enough. We're not throwing enough money. Do you know how much money we throw? We have millages every year that they vote on, and we throw money at school, and we still have teachers on Snapchat. So I don't think money is the problem.
No.
Well,
So
we need to.
it's not just a money issue. So I can tell you from the inside, it's a board issue because so every time they have like a school board meeting, you pay taxes. Even if you don't have kids, guess what? You can go to the board meeting and you can vote on shit. Yeah.
Yep.
But a lot of people don't. And so one year at my district, like we were in such dire need of like getting help in the special education department because we needed aids for the low functioning mobility kids, right? And so somebody had petitioned that we go ahead and increase that, but nobody went to that meeting. And so instead of actually putting the money towards it, they gave themselves a raise.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That
happens all the time. Yep.
We have magnet schools here where the kids they're specialized schools, and they start like in elementary school, and the smarter kids, you can take a test, and if you qualify, you can go to one of these schools that focus on different things. They have IB schools, or they have schools that focus on engineering, or schools that focus on the art. And my daughter ended up in one, and it was in one of the very low income areas of town. And the principal decided, instead of just having the magnet students and the neighborhood students, every kid in the school was going to be in the magnet program. So they all got the benefit of it, and they got Title III funding. I think it's Title III. They got special funding because they had raised the grades up so high. And instead of just putting that money to buying more books and more computers, the principal took the teachers inside and said, where do you want the money to go? And they said, teacher aids. So they actually got more aids in for the teachers. And because of that, they were able to teach more, and the kids' grades went up, and now they're one of the top performing schools. But the principal let the teachers decide where best to use the money instead of the school board.
That's good.
That sounds amazing. I wish I worked there.
She was an amazing professor and teacher, the principal, and it was very population-wise, it was about 95% African American, and about 5% everybody else. So we would joke, because there were very few white students in the school, they were the token kids. So whenever there were performances or videos, they would always pull out the white kids to show that there were white kids at the school. And even the teachers would joke about it, like, no, they're coming to take pictures. Make sure these kids get in there so they think that there's more than just... But the teachers are really good, and they really wanted the kids to learn. These kids were learning Chinese, starting from first grade on.
Yeah, and that'll be helpful. Yeah.
And my daughter loved the school. She said, she never felt any kind of racism things, because the teachers didn't allow it. Most of the teachers were African American too, and they said, no, we are not here. We are here to succeed. And they didn't allow any kind of bullying. They didn't allow, if anyone was a problem, they dealt with it. And I wish the other schools in the district would do the same, because they refused to put up with the crap. They said, we don't want to be looked down as one of those low income schools that, problem students. We're just not going to have that.
Yeah. I wish all districts, because that's not what's going on in Detroit. That's not what's going on in a lot of places. And it just makes so much sense. And I don't understand why they won't do it,
Egos. attitudes. Yeah, like when, because I worked like I think I told you guys prior to like the whole psychology thing, I was working in special education. I mostly worked with people that were diagnosed with autism, and also had ODD. So if you you want to talk about like a cocktail of things that happen together that you don't want to deal with, those two together. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was really good at it. So I was like, well, and nobody else wanted to do it. So that's like job security, right? That and teaching math. So, and I remember at 1 year I was a traveling teacher. So that meant I had so many kids in classes that I had to go to those classes constantly, and I could not teach, right? And so that was a new thing for me, but I did it and it was fun. And I went into one classroom, and the lady there, she was very sweet. She pulled me to the side and she's like, I just had a questionable meeting that I want to tell you about. And I was like, oh, what's that? She's like, my math department head said that we're not supposed to do any sped accommodations going forward. And I was like, that's illegal.
What?
Yeah. And so what I found out after doing some talking with all the other teachers is that my department head got into a fight with the math department head. And so she thought she was going to like show him and not do sped accommodations. And so when I went and talked to him about it, he was like, oh, she's going to come around. I was like, no, like we have to fix this like right now. And so I took all my kids and I was kind of like, hey, I need you to go home and I need you to tell your parent about this and have them call the principal and say the word due process over and over until it changes. Right.
I'm a big fan of due process. Yes.
Yeah. And so they went home and they were just kind of like, yeah, they said they weren't going to do that. And Mrs. So-and-so said I had to tell you about due process. And they're like, oh, okay. And so I walked by like a couple of days later and like the math department head was just screaming at the principal, like out in the open courtyard. And then like the next day it was like, oh yeah, so we're doing accommodations again. I was like, wow, that's amazing.
That's grassroots, baby.
Yeah, but still kind of like these two people had a fight, right? And so it's like instead of being like, okay, let's do what's best for the kids, just be like, it's like no, now you got the wrong.
It's not
way.
about you. Yeah.
Danny, what's it like where you are in the schools?
I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Don't have to deal with them anymore.
Right?
About 10. If my kids were at school. Now they were in sixth form and things. I was just about to count to 11. What are they like? The school? I don't really know anymore. I don't like teachers particularly.
Sorry,
if I ever work.
I'm not a teacher anymore. I don't care.
That's fine. If I ever work for anybody, if I do work for people who are teachers, they always make sure they tell me they're a teacher. Yes. I think a lot of teachers are full of self-importance. And they want everybody to know that they're a teacher.
Nurses,
policemen, I'm a teacher, you know.
Vegans.
Yes, definitely.
They always tell you,
people who run half marathons.
Oh, that's me. I did that.
Some of them are all right.
What?
I've done
you haven't said yet. It's amazing.
I did it. It was great. I broke the treadmill.
Time you come on either. So, but it is awesome.
Annie, have you finished your other Pioneer glove yet?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
63,
11.
72,
55. Stop it. What just happened?
No, I haven't finished it. I was only doing that while I couldn't do this.
Oh, okay.
I was just doing the increases and they were going one way, and I was supposed to be making the left glove and I made the right one, and then I started again to do the left one and I still made the right one. I keep pulling it back until I got my slope going the right way. It's going the right way now, so it shouldn't take too long. And then I came home, moved some rubbish, some clutter, and found my favourite gloves that I thought I'd lost.
Glad you found them.
Yeah, and one of my favourite hats.
Nice.
I still have to make my second Memento Mori glove. I finished the shooter mitts proper, but the glove with fingers. And I also have a second Batman mitten.
Ooh.
I refused to move it from my table until I finished with this mitten. So it looks up at me in shame every day of my life and says, hey, where's my second mitten?
Finished me.
But, I mean, it's been since...
It's terrible when your knits yell at you. I know.
So,
what are you doing, dude?
hey, total subject change. My apologies for that.
No,
But I went to see Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare yesterday, and the knitwear was fine.
Ooh.
The men in them better, but also great sweaters.
Wow. Oh, I love a good movie with knitwear.
Mm-hmm.
And him and men.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Me too.
Do they have
I watched-
cables or the cardigans?
Yeah.
What kind of-
tell us?
There was some good cable turtlenecks, but what's his face? Ray Fiennes' nephew wore a lot of Fair Isle vests, which I particularly like.
Oh,
Okay.
how beautiful.
Okay, his name, like the actor's name, I think his first role was when he played young Tom Riddle in Half-Blood Prince. But his name is Hero Fiennes Tiffin. How
No
upper
way.
crusty can you get? That is legitimately his
gosh.
name.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hero.
Hero. Spelt normal.
Hero
Fiennes
Fiennes.
Tiffin.
Tiffin. Oh, what a lovely name. Proper posh.
Well, I like that.
Yeah. Tell me your parents are hippies without telling me.
Oh, I like
I don't think
Henry Cavill's story. Have you heard the one about his nephew and
I
him
don't
being
think so.
Superman? Well, I guess his nephew's teacher took his sister-in-law aside and said, your son keeps telling everybody his uncle's Superman, and we have to keep telling him he's not. And his sister-in-law is like, but he is. She goes, no, we know his uncle is not Superman. Superman's not real. So his sister-in-law told him that
These abs don't lie.
so he took his nephew to school to show off that yes, his uncle is Superman. And the teacher had to admit it. But yeah, he's like, no, my uncle's Superman. There's no such thing as Superman. He's Superman. And said, basically told his sister-in-law, your kid lies. And she was furious because she's like, he's not lying. And the teacher acted like she was lying. And then he went into the school with his nephew, and teacher realized, okay, oops, I'm wrong.
All this talk about encouraging like scientific thinking and asking questions, you'd think that maybe teachers would be kind of like, that's an interesting thing to say. Why did you say that? Not like, shut up, small child. Like,
Yeah.
You'd think, but
it could just be me, but if someone said, hey, my uncle's Superman, and they like showed me a picture and looked even vaguely like Henry Cavill, I'd be like, I'd take it, kid. That looks good to me.
Sure.
and at the same time, like, where's the harm at, right? Like, if this kid wants to sit there and act like, true or not, right? Kid wants to have like Superman as an uncle, but I'd love him as an uncle too. Like, that'd be freaking rad, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you lied to him and told him the bunny, Easter bunny was a thing for years. Like,
wait, what?
Easter bunny?
Yeah. Dang it.
Sorry.
My youngest daughter, she was artistic from the time she was tiny. And I always encouraged that. And, and to this day, I mean, she's an artist now. That's not her dominant profession because money, but she's an artist, and you have to encourage kids what they want to do. And if they want to be Superman or to have Superman, it's fine.
Yeah.
Now, if they want to jump off the roof wearing a cape, you might want to discourage that.
Yeah, maybe have a talk about gravity.
Yeah.
I did that one day. I did that one day. I jumped off the roof of the house.
I'm sure you did. It does not surprise me at all.
Did you have a cape?
There's a photo in the archives, and it's not even black and white. It's like a color photo of me on the roof because
Okay, Joe Bob,
Mum said-
was it a red cape? Amy, are you listening? Was it a red cape?
Oh, this
She'll
is
get it.
not going to get turned into a story in a
No,
book
it's not. No, it's not.
or
There's
a
a
mystery.
John Mayer
Murder
thing about a
mystery.
red cape. Was it a red cape? Please tell us.
I'm not saying now. I'm not saying, but my
Ah,
T-shirt
now you are.
billowed up. My T-shirt billowed up like a parachute, which helped me land not so. Mum says to me, "There's a tennis ball up on the roof. Can you go and get it?" And I'm looking, and I'm going, 6-foot wooden fence, guttering roof. I can do this. So I got up. I scrambled up like a squirrel up a tree. And then when I got up there and I returned the ball, then I went, how do I get back down again? I couldn't get down the way I came.
What's your choice?
There were cars going by, people looking at me, honking horns, waving. So I had no choice. I had to jump.
No,
Like
you
it was
should have
only
had,
a single
you
story.
should have had Joe Biden telling you not to jump, because that's what he says to everybody who's above him. Don't jump.
I
Don't
wish
jump.
so.
Really?
I
Nobody
wish I
does
could
that.
say it like it was classy, like I jumped and rolled, but I jumped and went clunk, and I'm sure I damaged something to this day. I'm sure I
Did you
landed
hit
real
your
hard. And
head? Did you
I
hit your
stunted-
head?
Do you remember anything after that?
I stunted my growth, and I've never grown any taller. I hit my head. No, I didn't hit my head, but I wish it was like classy. Like I wish I had have done a flying leap and rolled and looked like I was Jackie Chan.
Stick that landing.
No,
yeah.
I'm like, catch me, and no one caught me. It's traumatic.
I don't mean to
It's
laugh
traumatic.
at your story.
Yes,
Sorry.
you do. Yes, you do.
My
Stop
mum,
it.
my
Yes, you
mum
do.
still laughs at it to this day, Caro. My mum still thinks it's funny to this day how traumatic it was for me to jump because I couldn't get down. Isn't it funny how your legs and your arms are just those 2 inches longer when you climb up, but when you go back, nothing reaches, nothing makes the distance backwards. Anyway, that's
That
just
is
another
I'm happy
story.
that you're here with us today.
That explains a
Chapter
lot.
62.
My
It does.
when
Oh no,
when I was a toddler,
no.
we
Yes.
lived in a house where it had a walk-up attic or stairs, and had one of those ceiling. Therese knows what I'm talking about. The southern houses with the ceiling fans on the ceiling.
Yes.
They had just cut out the roof, the part of the hole in the floor, but the fan wasn't in.
Right.
And my dad had gone up to work on it, and my brother, who was 2 at the time, or between 2 and 3 at the time, followed him up the attic. My mom had no idea. Well, my brother just sees this, thing in the floor, and he jumped up and went through the ceiling in the floor and landed on the carpet a floor below. And my mom was in another room, and she just happened to glance and see the top land on the floor.
Where's my kid?
I had just been crawling right through, so he just missed landing on me. And here she thinks he's, he killed himself because he's laying there. She said he was so pale, he wasn't moving, wasn't breathing.
Oh,
They
poor
thought
baby.
it was carpet he landed on, but he'd gone through a whole floor.
Sorry.
And once he
Probably
stood,
knocked the breath
started-
out of him. Yeah.
it did. And then
Yeah.
once he got his breath back, the first thing he wanted to do was go up and do it again. Because there had just been a very thin sheet of plywood
Mhm.
over the hole, and he just
Oh,
went right through that down the ceiling because he had no idea. But yeah, after that they locked the attic door, so we couldn't go there. But yeah,
I swear, I don't know how I survived my childhood because I did all that crazy shit. And I don't know how my kids survived their childhood because they did all that crazy shit. And I just, I watched them, and I wasn't neglectful, but I just let them do. I wasn't a helicopter. I wasn't, gentle parent. I just let them do stuff,
Yep.
They
Climb
were
trees.
outside. They were running
that's-
3-4 years old,
well, that's like that meme that says your parents think you were riding your bike for 8 hours, but in reality you were down the street in a
Shit.
construction zone, jumping
Yeah.
cars, all the things that
I
we
was
used to do
jumping
when we were
off shit.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have done all that too.
And
Yeah,
my
like
kids
Evil
were
my-
Knievel.
My second
I was
son.
Evil Knievel on my green Melvin Star with the fringes off the handlebars.
My second son, I swear, like he was always like conducting physics experiments with his body.
Yeah.
And
With his body?
with his body.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
the story of
Like-
how he got a crib, like I still like to this day terrifies me. But like, you know, we just kept him in his crib because he hadn't been crawling out or walking, you know. He's always
Yeah.
there in the morning, and we're like, well, we'll just keep him in there until he starts crawling out, climbing out.
Right.
And he's probably like almost 2. I'm like, okay, we'll just keep him in there.
Yeah.
And then like one day, like in the afternoon, we're just hanging out in his room, and he just casually walks in. He climbs up the rocking chair that's next to the crib, does a front flip into the crib like he had done it like 20 times before. And as a mother, like I'm imagining this kid is going to die because he is going to break his neck doing front flips into the crib. It was a Saturday afternoon, and my husband and I were like, well, shit, we have to go buy a crib right now.
Yeah, no,
We
I
need to
found
go
out
get
my
a bed
I
right
found out my-
now so that he's not sleeping in a crib anymore because he's going to kill himself.
yeah.
My youngest was a climber. We would go in, we'd be in, I don't know, Kmart or, you know, whatever store. And where they had in the clothes section where they had the big tall things where I'd turn around and she's climbing up the damn thing. She climbed up everything. Yeah, she was Spider-Man.
Yeah, this child, like, he went through a Curious George phase where he would, like, hang on to towel racks.
Yeah.
And there was one towel rack, like, in our bathtub, because we had, like, a garden tub in the master bathroom.
Yeah.
And they would like to, like, get up on the shelf, because, like, he and his little brother, like, and, like, in the bathtub and, like, take turns sliding down. And then there was like a towel rack above there, and he would like hold on to there and like do Lord knows what.
Yeah.
Like to get into the bathtub. And then he finally broke it off. And like for years, like my husband never fixed it. Because every time he would ask said child, so if we fix this, are you going to, you know,
climb
be
it
Curious
again?
George? And he's like, yes.
Yes, you are.
So it's like,
yes,
well, no,
you
we're
are.
not fixing it.
I found out my son could climb out of his crib one night because my husband worked night shift and I worked day shift so that we didn't have to put the kids in daycare. And one night I fell asleep on the couch watching TV, and he woke me up. And when I woke up, my 2-year-old's leaning over me with his face covered in blood because he'd had a bloody nose and he never had one before. So he freaked out and climbed out of his crib, woke me up. I didn't know he could climb out of his crib up till that. He had been. He just hadn't let me know that he could climb out of his crib.
So he was climbing out and then climbing back in.
Yeah, I climbed back in the morning. I never knew until he came out with
When I was,
Kids are so evil. They're just
But
so
also,
evil.
just think of that
when I was,
don't tell
Can't
you,
ever
you
get that
cannot
out.
know, so they can't wake you up. They got to be
Yeah.
sneaky about it.
Right.
Perfect.
Right. Yeah.
Just,
when I
And then
was,
They're ninjas. Yeah.
my daughter was a climber because my husband they used to watch Fear Factor. And you remember all those stunts they would do? And she would climb. I came home from work one day. He and my son are on the computer, and she's standing on the back of the rocking chair, balancing while it's rocking on the top of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what on earth? You know, after I grabbed her off so she wouldn't fall, I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm playing Fear Factor.
Yeah.
And it's like, I look at my
Oh yeah.
sure, you turn this on. You're not paying attention. And this is what your child's doing.
Mhm.
You're not
When
seeing
I
what
was,
have a problem with it.
when I was a wee babe, many years ago, my father, when he would have to leave me with a babysitter, would always give them the disclaimer of she's an escape artist, so don't let her out of your sight. And he was trying to caution them because sometimes, like, you know, sitters will just put you like in a spot and like okay, they can't get out, right? And I got out and I got outside and, you know, I went and lived my best life, and I came back when I was hungry, and, you know, the sitter would be freaking out. My dad would be kind of like, why am I paying you? But what was really funny is at one point my dad and I had to get somewhere, and there was like a wall that was in the way, and we were trying to like get over it. And I was like, just give me a minute. So like I remember grabbing onto the edge of the wall, and I was like 18, and I like pulled myself up. I was like, no, it's not here. And he's like, you have not changed, like at all.
Well, you know what, you guys? Sorry, you guys really,
no, it's fine.
You guys really missed out because we have the beautiful, big, tall, strong steel Hills Hoist clotheslines here that go round and round and round and round, and you like wind it up as high as you can so a little shit kid can't grab it. And we would just hang on to that thing. People would grab our bodies and push us around, and we would swing round and round like a carousel in a sideshow alley. We used to have so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
See, I thought
and here's the thing.
We're missing out because the wildlife doesn't want us dead. So your childhood is already cranked up to 11.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the funny thing is we're all still alive, and those of us who have kids that were kind of feral like we were, they're all still alive.
Still
and yet
alive.
you have nowadays you have the kids.
But I know someone who survived it, so that's okay.
No, I'm just, you survived, and and your kids will survive when you have them, And meanwhile, the kids that have the helicopter parents with the gentle parenting, they can't handle getting their feelings hurt. Meanwhile, we're rolling down hills, and we're getting all bruised up, and we're getting all cut up, and we're all, and we're fine. Yeah.
Can you imagine when Anne has kids? Can you imagine when Anne has kids and we all volunteer to babysit? She's like, no, thank you. I'm fine.
No, thanks. No, but thanks. Yeah.
I want my child to survive.
Hey, that is survival.
We only do 1960s parenting here. We let the kids run for as long as we like.
Yeah.
And cigarettes off the back porch.
And guess what? We're all fine.
We're all fine. We ate dirt. We made mud pies. We built our own cubby houses with fence palings from vacant lots. We're all good.
So neighbors were also a lot more interactive because
we didn't have neighbors.
If your mom had no idea what you were doing, there was probably some mom in the neighborhood who had some clue what you were doing, or that when you were supposed to be home, that would send you home. If you didn't come home on time, the phone calls start.
The mom network was powerful.
Where are they today, and when are they going to come home? Because if you're not home when the streetlights come on, then you're in trouble.
Man, I heard a mom like laying into her kid on the phone, and at first I was like, "Oh man, she seems angry." But then I heard it's like, "You are 14 years old. You are not old enough to make these decisions. You get on that bus and come home right now." And I was like, "Oh, she being a mom. Good.
Yeah."
Good.
I saw a video from the Summer of Love or something. It was Baltimore, I think. And this kid was acting up, and he was a teenager. And the mom came.
I know the way you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of went viral. And the mom came, and she dragged him. And she's like, oh, hell no. You are not going to act like this. And I'm like, good for you, Mom. Good for you. You can't... You can't let your kids.
I just saw one of the cop cam videos where the daughter and her 4 friends had stolen the dad's truck. Before that, they had broken windows in his house, and so when the cops were following the truck, so the girls pulled off and all ran. So of course the cops catch him, and they get to the father, and he's like, "I want them all to go to jail." He's like, "I brought." Like, no, he goes, this is not right. He goes, I was in prison for 10 years, not because of what the cops did, but because what I did and the way they were treating the cops. I never would have spoken to a cop that way because they're just doing their jobs. So he wanted him to go to jail, but the juvenile court wouldn't let him go to jail. And he said, well, you're going to have my daughter picked up by an adult family member, and I'm going to work. So she's just going to have to go to jail.
Yeah.
And these were like 16-year-old kids. And
old enough to know better.
The court went and put her in jail. So the cop had to tell her, he goes, look, your dad doesn't want you home. So Family Services is going to have to put you in a foster home until this is dealt with, because for a day or so, just to get for her to learn, because the path that she was going down, and one of the other parents wouldn't take her either. As soon as they found out that she had stolen a car, they're like, nope, we don't want her to come home either. She needs to have a punishment. But the court wouldn't punish them because of their age. but the parents wanted him punished. And it was like, you know, the problem is if the court won't punish these kids, they think it's okay and they keep doing it over and over again.
Having to
I'm not
spend
getting
24
here,
hours
though.
in juvie would have worked wonders on them, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
dad,
Why are those kids
family laws
so?
is
I'm just wondering why these kids are so unruly if their parents are so strict.
some are, but I
Because
think
the schools and social media tells them they don't
Clout.
have to listen.
It kind of depends a little, like there's a lot of layers to that answer. Sometimes it might be like, so here's a fun statistic. Sometimes the children of cops become criminals and the children of criminals become cops, right? And the reason they do that is because they're trying to break away from their family setting. So there's a little bit of that that's going on. And then you do have the peer encouragement as well. That's why when people are like, oh, he's hanging around bad kids right now, like we have to do something. Because when children start to enter adolescence and move through it, this fun little thing starts to happen. I say fun, it's actually terrifying and I hate it. But all the neurons in your brain disconnect and reconnect in different places. So you are literally during your teenagehood losing your mind, right? And one of the other powerful things that happens during that time is that when we're children, we have to survive, right? So we always know that we have to run back to family at some point because they've got food, shelter, and everything else. Well, when we start entering the adolescent phase, that's when the old caveman instincts kick in. And what did we want to do as cavemen? Well, we wanted to hunt, find food, and we wanted to have kids, right?
Fun.
So yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
But so what happens is there's a shift in priorities and it moves away from family, it moves to friends. And that's why when you see teenagers become immediately obsessed with what their friends are doing and how they're doing it and where they're going, they want to be with their friends and all this other stuff. And if their friends are doing illegal activities, well, man, that's tough.
Now, Caro, is this based on what you would call a quote normal family relationship?
That's a process that happens in the typical brain. So I'm not even talking about the environmental factors that would occur.
Yeah.
Not the Abby normal brain.
Because I wonder, because I feel like based on experience, when you have like an abusive family home, then all of that stuff gets kind of escalated and, you know.
There's not that I would encourage people. I mean, so it's tough. Like it's a tough book to read. I really liked it because of the insight that it provided to the situation. It was just describing kind of what you're talking about, but it's called Broken and it's by Shai Keenan. And it is her story about how she was in a troubled house and how she tried to ask for help. And then like basically all the problems that were involved with that, all the way up until she got to the court case where it was mandated that, you know, Child Protective Services in the UK had to hand over her record. And up until then, they kept refusing to do it. And then when they finally opened it up and went through it, they found like a whole bunch of like biased comments in there that were really bad. So in that book, you can kind of find her struggle. And there is at one point where she is actually sent to a husband and wife Quaker couple. And when she's with them and she's in like a normal setting, like this kid like thrives, right? Like she's grounded, she's getting connected with nature and stuff like that. And it's interesting about this story is that when she needed to reground and recenter herself, she would go back to this farm, even though that family had passed on. She would go back there and recollect herself and try again. So I think when children are hurting and they're trying to find some kind of peace, you know, how they find it is going to be different. But yeah.
Well, yeah, it's all very complicated, isn't it?
What surprises me and the body cam videos when they arrest these drunk drivers and whatnot, they're all asking for their mom. Adults. I'm not talking about teenagers. I'm talking adults in their 30s, late 20s and 30s. Can I call my mom? Can I call my mom? It's like, no, your mom's not in charge of you. You're an adult. Like, you know,
you're 35. Like, dude,
you're 35. You know, your mom's not going to help you, but they automatically think that their parent's going to make it better. And it's like, no.
Well, and I think we also have a culture of people who, and I don't know if it's ideology or what it is, but people who are just ruled by their emotions. David and I, before we started, we watched the guy. I don't know if you guys saw him. It was a guy in Florida He's from New York, but he has a house in Florida. And he was arrested for keying a truck.
Yeah. I watched the video
because the truck had a Trump sticker on it. And we watched the video with the guy getting arrested. And it was only because he could not control his emotions.
Yeah. He's like, I didn't like it.
And it's like, I don't like Biden, okay? But I don't go up to, if I see a house that has a Biden flag, and I've only seen one in my area, I'm a juvenile, and every time we drive by, I flip it off. But I don't go and damage his property, okay? I don't go key his truck. I don't go do shit, because that's not what you do. But this guy apparently could not control himself.
He was like in his 60s.
So now he has a felony. Like, what is wrong with you? You're 62 years old.
Yeah, because in Florida, it costs to fix the truck. To paint the truck is like $5,000. So it's considered
something like that. Yeah.
And I was gonna say, I thought I had the answer, but then you said he was 62, and I was like, I don't got an answer.
62. Yeah. So he's way old enough to know better. Yeah.
But I watched one. I was cracking up because the girl's being arrested for drunk driving and resisting, and she's on the phone yelling at her mom. Mom, tell them they can't arrest me. I'm sorry.
Call me a cab. Well, you're a cab. What do you expect me to do?
And see, my kids would know. My kids would know. Do not call me. If you,
that's it.
If you F
when you're gonna go crazy,
don't call me.
So the dad wanted to do the punishment, but the mother seemed to be like the haven figure. Is that what you were saying?
Just it just seems like they call him, and it's like every time they're screaming for their mom. And they're adults. I mean, and they'll tell people, how old are you? 21. Okay, you're an adult. We're not calling your mom. You're not a minor. Right. And they got this one girl who was crying. She was a college student on campus, got caught drinking and driving. And she started screaming at the cop that she was going to lose her scholarship because it's the second time that she was arrested and she was under probation. And she's like, you don't understand. This is going to ruin it. You're ruining my life. And the cop's like, no, I'm not ruining it.
Ruining it.
You're ruining it.
You are ruining it. Yeah.
You knew better and you still decided to drink and drive, and there's no accountability whatsoever. And she's like, my parents are going to kill me. He's like, well, your parents would be grateful that you didn't wreck your car and that you didn't hurt yourself and that you didn't hurt anybody else.
That might be a little bit of one of the other things when we go through teenagehood is we get like that invincible moment where we feel like things that apply to everybody else don't apply to us. I think that might be in there, along with just some, it's like, oh, well, I know it happens, but it's not going to happen to me. No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can I tell you what happened yesterday?
Yeah.
Can I tell you what happened yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, sidebar. I told Millie, full disclaimer, I told Millie I'm going to tell you girls this happened, right? Often when we've been on road trips and we have seen tattoo shops, Millie has asked me, come on, Mum, let's go. Come with me. And I have said, Millie, you are 18 now. I don't need to come with you. I don't want to come with you. You go and get a tattoo on your own big brave self, on your own some. So Millie just came back from a weekend away in Melbourne, in another state, with a girlfriend, went on the big plane, went to nightclubs or wherever, went out, wherever they went. Millie comes home yesterday, walks up to me and says, do you want to see my tattoo? I wish that I had have gone with her because the placement is the joke. I said, Millie, sure, show me. And she lifts up her T-shirt and right under her tiny little 18-year-old perky boobs is her tattoo. And it's right here on her ribs, right under her. Probably it'll look great in a bikini when you're 18 and childless. Is it's quite cute. It's just a black ink or regular ink. I didn't look too closely because I was too busy laughing. Of Western sort of style skull, a cow's skull with the horns and a bit of scroll work, whatever. So I didn't look very closely because all I was concerned about was the placement, thinking, yes, she laid back on a table with a little bra on with a little size cup, whatever, B boobs. And I looked at her and I said, oh, that's really cute. It's going to look fantastic when you have kids and your boobs hang down over it and you can only see half the skull. Because if I had have been there, I would have mentioned that perhaps in the future, if you want your person, your friend, whoever, or when you're out and about in your bikini, you want people to see your cool tattoo on your ribs, you might put it down a couple of inches, because guess what happens when gravity takes over when you grow boobs? So I couldn't stop laughing, and I said, Millie, I'm telling the girls how you did this. I said, perhaps it could have been lowered by an inch or two. And she laughed and she said, oh, yeah, I didn't think about that, Mum. First study. Oh, my goodness. Shit, Millie does. Cracks me up. So, yeah, she can live with that. She can live with that one for the rest of her life. It doesn't bother me at all. I think it's funny. And I hope she grows boobs one day and you can't see it. It's hilarious. I mean, it's good size, couple of inches. She did a good size tattoo, but it starts way too high. Oh, I thought that was funny. Anyway, things kids do.
This one friend of my mother's who's like, yeah, I'm going to have a tattoo of my baby's foot right here on my boob. And Mom's like, that's great. It'll grow with him as you age.
Oh, dear.
My dad, for the longest time, he was very anti-tattoo until I started coming home with tattoos, and then he just kind of like clammed up a little bit about it. But he has actually gotten into tattoos, and he got one on his arm right here. It's like a little Morse code, and it's the thing between him and his wife, which I was like, oh, that's cute. You know, I love it. And then my dad went and got a back piece. Right?
Whoa.
Yeah, he went and got a back piece, and you know, it looks really cool. He sent it to me. But while he was getting the back piece, he was like, you know, tattoos hurt. And I was like, yeah, of course they do.
That's why I don't have any.
Yeah.
Also, I've never had anything, and I've been kind of passionate about a number of things, but there's never been anything that I've been passionate enough about to put on myself.
That's how my husband feels. He always wanted one, but he hasn't found the image that he wants yet. So
I have one that I'm thinking of.
It's fantastic. It's a fantastic idea, you know. Want to know my secret identity? Your shirt, fantastic.
I love all the color work. I love beautiful. I've seen so many beautiful colored, you know, flowers and vines and birds and animals. I admire people who have these full legs. A guy came in the other day where I was at a shop, and he came in and his whole leg was one color and the other leg was plain. And I'm like looking at his leg. I'm walking around this dude going, it's okay, I'm not looking at your bum, I'm looking at your leg. It was amazing artwork. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I try to get things that are kind of like relevant to my life, or you know, something that's very meaningful to me. So like I've got Fenrir from Norse mythology right here, but in Norse mythology, he's wrapped up and he's got like the sword through his mouth. And what I did was I had him running free, because I don't know if you guys know the story, but basically Odin had a bad dream and decided to lock him up. That's the summary of it. So for me, you know, him breaking free was like kind of like the justice. And every time I get like really hard moments where like I feel like everything's getting like restricted around me, or I'm like kind of succumbing to like the pressure of things around me, I always look at that and it's like my reminder. Now I know I could just put it on a note card and do it that way. No, but I was like, nah, we're gonna make it permanent. But the last one I'm gonna get, it's gonna be on the back of this arm right here. But it's going to be, and hear me out, it's going to be a goat. And the reason it's going to be a goat is because my grandfather was a trucker for like 30 years, right? Yeah. And he never wanted to tell me what his call sign was, right? But he finally did. And it was a goat roper. And I know that's like hick for, you know, it's slang for like hick and all that. But he was just so embarrassed to like tell it to me. But I love my grandfather. He's such a great guy. Like, and he's very quiet, you know, like that whole, you know, fear the anger of a quiet man kind of thing. That's 100% him. So
there's a girl. Would be awesome.
There's a girl at a brew pub here, and she has a bunch of tattoos, and they're all interesting, whatever. But one of them is like, it's kind of crazy. And I asked her, like, what is that? And she's like, it's a goat. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like a stick figure of a goat. It's like the craziest thing. It looks like a 3-year-old drew a goat. Like, here, 3-year-old, draw a picture of a goat. And so I was like, oh, well, where did that come from? Well, my friend drew a picture of a goat, so I had it made as. It's the craziest tattoo you ever saw, and it's kind of charming and kind of appalling at the same time, because it's silly, but whatever. If that's what she wants to do, that's fine.
I once worked with a girl, and she had a lot of tattoos, and she's like, "Well, I know the most painful tattoo I ever got," and I'm like, "Sure." And she like takes her shoe and she pulls her sock down a little bit. This one, it is a single line on the top of her foot. Apparently, her friend was doing like prison style tattoos at this party, and she was drunk, and she's like, "Yeah, man, do whatever you like." And only got as far as one line on her foot, and was like, "No, I'm done. I'm sorry."
No.
Right here. Right here. That's where it hurts.
The most interesting tattoo I saw was somebody who was an artist, and that tattoo was a easel with an empty canvas on it in a frame. And basically the artist would paint every few days. They would paint on whatever painting they wanted to be in that picture frame. So they could change it out anytime they wanted. But just the canvas and the frame and the easel were tattooed, and then they would just paint on it whatever they wanted to be in the picture frame. And I thought that was kind of cool for an artist who could actually do that on themselves.
That's cool. Man, can you imagine like doing that with like the henna ink too? That would be so cool.
Yeah, that'd
be cool.
It's a great idea.
My youngest daughter has my dad's signature as a tattoo.
Oh wow!
And I'm trying to. I don't know. I was trying to work up the nerve to do it, but still can't. But she has it, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
That is cool.
Man, we've done like the whole gauntlet of like topics today. It's been great.
Yeah, right.
I have one tattoo. I had it when I was 50. And I said to the tattoo artist, "Don't know what my mum's gonna say." I'm not joking.
I've only
never
thought
get
about
over that,
getting a
yeah.
tattoo once.
It was for a specific reason. There was only the one reason why I would have one. Because my ex's son and daughter, I brought them up for a few years before we split up. And he was a tattoo artist, and I never had any tattoos. And he had a bench that he needed to, a bench for people to lie on while they were tattooed that he needed to recover. So he phoned me up and said, "You'll be the person who can help me with this." So I said, "Yes, I can." So he came round and we recovered his bench, and it had the hole where you put your face. So I had to stitch
like
around
a
that quite a
massage
bit.
table.
Yeah, it had a hole so you could lie comfortably face down. So I had to sew that little section in, and then we stretched it all. And so he could get his license, because the bench had a couple of tears or whatever. It was a bit tatty. So we recovered it with all this new vinyl. And he said, "Oh, I owe you one." I said, "Oh, I'd like my favourite flower, a verbena." And he was laughing at me because I just wanted a little flower. Now, this is the bit that you probably don't want to hear. He died in a car crash.
Oh, no.
So because he died in a car crash, I had an S with the little flowers that I'd asked him for.
Aww.
Oh, that's so
I get
sweet.
them in the right place.
Aw, that's sweet.
That's sweet.
So that's why I've got that. But I don't particularly think I'll have any more. And it was a very specific reason, because I thought
You never know what could happen on a. You never know what could happen on a knitting retreat at Pirate's Place. Never know how drunk we could get.
Oh my gosh, if I got a tattoo, I would get in trouble with my 13-year-old.
I had a reaction. The darker purple was no good.
Tell your 13-year-old it's your body, your choice.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's the commander, and so he thinks he can tell me what to do all the time.
Yeah, my mum never said anything until a few years later. And then she said, "I wouldn't have had that." You're talking about children and strict parents. Well, she beats a lot. So. I was a very angry teenager, but I didn't get myself in a whole lot of trouble because I wasn't an idiot either.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
eldest, so I felt like I had it harder than the other two. I really felt like I was getting a rough trot every time I had to do a chore. I felt like I was, hard done by.
Yeah, you probably were.
Oh, girl, I was an only child. I got all the brunt.
You got the whole thing, yeah.
All of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my younger siblings definitely had an easier time of things.
Yes,
I would have loved to had siblings.
No, I
Really?
didn't like stuff because my older brother did chores and stuff. I just got annoyed when my younger sister didn't have to. Like my brother and my dad we had a big lot, and so we'd each mow half the grass every week. And then when my brother went to college, or before he went to college, it became my job because he didn't have time to do it because of school and a paper route. So then I'm mowing half the yard. And when I'm 12 years old, and then when my sister gets to that age, I'm thinking, oh great, now she can
her turn.
And I get told,
never happens.
She's too small, she can't do it. What
Yeah.
now? What are you talking about? I was smaller than she was at that age, but I could do it, but she can't. Well, she's younger than you. Okay. Yeah,
and always will be.
My parents gave me all kinds of garbage when I learned how to drive and got my driver's license. And I wasn't allowed to take the car off to college. I was constantly reminded that it was my parents' car and not my car, and all this stuff. I never got into an accident. I never got a speeding ticket. Yeah, we won't go into the how my sisters totaled cars. We won't talk about that.
That's my nephew.
Yeah.
And yet they were allowed to take cars to college and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my nephew's totaled 7.
Wow.
One of them.
And I couldn't have a cell phone. My parents were never going to pay for that.
But
and I needed to get my own job and pay for that stuff. And yet my brother and my sisters both got cell phones that my parents paid for.
Wow.
I'm not there.
I have to go to bed.
Oh well. One day we won't be here and the kids will all be telling stories about us. How hard we were. Silly things we did.
Thanks for coming and hang out with us, Annie.
Yes, we
Yeah,
also.
I feel okay, but I won't in the morning if I don't go to bed.
I know.
I think I've got a second wind. I've got past the tired bit.
Ooh.
Got to go a bit quiet.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's okay.
So I'll get to bed.
sleep well.
Night.
Good night.
I'll catch up with the
Night,
rest
Annie.
tomorrow. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
No, I just know if I had ever gotten pulled over for some of the reasons I see on these police cams, my parents would be the last person I would want to call because their whatever punishment I got from them would have been way worse than whatever punishment I got from the authorities. And that was just a fact.
Oh. I remember one time I was in high school. I was 17, whatever. I got pulled over. And the guy's like, okay, do you want your, give me your. So I open up the glove box and all these cocktails for 2 bottles came rolling out of my glove box.
Whoops.
Yeah. And I'm trying to block it. And I'm sure he saw it. He didn't say anything. He gave me a warning. But that was back in the 80s when, they weren't as difficult as they are now.
My son got pulled over when we first moved to the neighborhood we're in now in a different town. And it was at 2 a.m. He was speeding because there was nobody on the road. And he told the cop, he said, I just want to let you know I have a gun in the car because he has a CCW. And the cop's just like, well, thank you for telling me. I appreciate that.
Uh-huh.
Next thing you know is he spends 20 minutes talking guns with the cop.
Yeah.
Who didn't bother.
Yeah.
And the cop's like, oh, it's 2:30. You know what? Just drive safe. Slow down and go on home. Never got the ticket or anything.
Yeah.
But because he was respectful and he, was open about it, it's a totally
Right.
different experience when they say, okay, I need you to get out of the car. And the person says, no.
No, that's different. Yeah.
You can't get me out of the car. Oh, they're going to get you out of the car. And it's not going to be pretty. And
Yeah, no, it's different now. It's,
I mean, my son hates cops because he's gotten pulled over several times. He doesn't hate them personally, but
yeah.
he got pulled over in a speed trap, and he thinks it's
Mhm.
not fair because it was a speed trap. I'm like, you saw the cops pulling over people in front of you, and you didn't slow
Right.
down. That's you.
Right.
Said if you had slowed down, you wouldn't have gotten stopped. So don't blame them. Well, they
Oh.
shouldn't set up these traps. Like, well, you shouldn't speed. So no, you
Yeah.
got no sympathy for me.
I love my Google navigation because it would be like speed trap ahead. And I was like, oh, thank you for
Oh, yeah.
telling
Thank
me.
you.
Here-
Yes.
Here in the app, they tell you when they're going to do the drunk driving stops too.
Right.
So
Right.
people can avoid them. It's like,
Yeah.
what's the purpose then if you're telling drunk people where not to drive?
Maybe they'll just sleep it off.
Or the drunk people might not be smart enough to avoid.
I think that's what they hope, but they
DUI
always
traps.
post them. So,
In
I
my
don't know.
town, they make their presence known. They sit outside, and it's just a deterrent. They're not trying to bust people. They're not trying most of the time. They're not trying to bust people. They're just trying to say, "Hey, slow down," whatever. And that's what they're. Don't be trying to bust people in a small town. I mean, I've been in towns where they would sit outside of a bar and wait for people to come out. That's kind of shitty.
That is.
Yeah.
Just deter people and say, "Hey, we're here. Do what you got to do." That's fine. But don't be shitty. Don't be.
Well, even when they pull them over, people would just have accountability and say, "You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I was speeding. I'm sorry." But no,
Right.
they argue and fight. They had this one where the guy, they got a call because he was stealing Pokemon cards and baseball cards from a thrift store, and he had done it before months before, and it was like $1,500. So they waited. When they saw him come in again, they called the cops, and they had him on video putting them in his pockets and stuff, right? And the cop comes and he's like, "You're stealing." He goes, "I didn't leave the store." So the cop makes him go out, pulls him out to his car, and he goes, "You forced me to steal because I hadn't left the store, so I hadn't stolen anything." He's like, "You were hiding them in your pockets. You weren't going to pay for them, and you did it 6 months ago." And he goes, "I've never been here before. We have your driver. We have your license plate on video with you getting out of the car, walking into the store, stealing the cards, and then going back to and he kept insisting it was someone who looked like him." Who
has the exact same license plate.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
car.
He goes, "You were wearing the same shorts and hat that you wore 6 months ago to the store," because I guess it's his disguise. And the guy's like, "Well, lots of people have these shorts." The cop goes, "Yeah, but they don't have the same license plate as you."
Right.
But he just
But
kept
what I
it's
want
like-
to know was, did he have a Charizard? Is what I want to know.
Oh yeah, it was a holographic Charizard.
I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah. See, Tara knows. Yes.
Oh
Because
my
a
God,
holographic Charizard is worth the risk. Yeah.
Yes.
No, at the anime convention I went to yesterday, there was a voice actor panel from an anime. I don't watch, my daughter does. And they have the question and answers. And some of the question and answers, one of them was like, what Pokemon would your character be? And I'm like, really? You paid money to come to this and that's what you're asking? What would your character do if they met SpongeBob? And I could see if they were kids, little kids asking me to. No, these were adults, like in their 30s and 40s adults. And I'm like, really? You get a chance to talk to this voice actor that you're a huge fan of, and that's what you ask? What they would do if they met SpongeBob? Where would they go on vacation?
Bikini Bottom.
Bikini Bottom. Yes.
It's like, really?
My husband loves SpongeBob. So
Oh,
that's
I
what
did
his
too.
answer. Yes.
I watched it when it first came on Nickelodeon, like a really long time ago.
David loves SpongeBob. Because SpongeBob is not a children's show, okay?
No.
It looks like a children's show, but it's basically for adults.
Yeah.
And he loves it. And he has
I love it.
SpongeBob, I don't know, pajama pants or something. But yeah, he would he would answer correctly that answer.
Yeah, I might have watched it with my kids.
It's funny as hell. It's funny.
You know,
Oh, it's hilarious.
But I was just cracking up because you think the little kids in their costume and all their One Piece cosplay would ask those kind of questions, not the adults. I'm like, wow, you really took a lot of time thinking of that question to ask him.
Oh. What's happening? We're beating the Yankees. Oh, sorry.
So, Joe, what are you working on?
What are you working on now, Joe?
Besides your crocheting.
It's not a murder knit shawl. We know that. So.
Oh, let's not go there. Tabitha's offended by me.
Oh,
Okay.
She's not.
Well,
not.
Let's
Yeah,
just
she
agree
is.
that there's other patterns you like that you prefer, and just leave it.
Yes.
Okay, I've just finished the gusset decreases, and
Look at
it's
that
forever
heel
going
turn.
to be for me a Bay City roller, but apparently it's called a Rose City roller. And this is that's the heel. As you can see, that's not a pattern. It's just like, look, Amy, it's crap, isn't it? Hang on, camera. See, this is the opal wool. So opal, it's a sparkly one that I saw in my stash. I've got quite a few of these, and I don't know why, but I saw them in the local yarn shop and just bought one of each, 4 or 5, maybe 5 of these.
Why wouldn't you?
It wasn't a very smart move, but of course, really not much else I can make unless I want to do a hat. I don't know about you, but most of the opal wool I have has this patterning in it that's, supposed to be self-patterning to make a pair of socks. And my thing is, it is on the label. My thing is, how can you, unless you're doing exactly 64 stitches on 2.25 millimeter needles and you've got the right tension and the right gauge, how's it supposed to self-pattern? So I just figured, what the heck, it's got blue and white blips in it there that's supposed to form a pattern when it's knit up. It's not going to on these. I've gone to the
pattern. It's not necessarily the same pattern.
Right.
Is that the yarn?
It's going to be a random, looks like vomit on the pavement. Like, there you go. So just sort of random. So I'm on to the
vomit on the pavement.
Vomit on the pavement. That was me Friday night. Oh gosh.
Uh-oh.
So yes, on DPNs, on 5 needles. Here's a needle. 5 needles. Just going to go round and round now. So I just did the little
DPNs.
Rolled cuff. It said an inch and a half. I just did 20 rows because, again, I need to remember for the next one, and I don't write notes. And then just did the heel, flap, did my flap. Tomsky, there's my flap. It's a fine flap, if I say so myself. Here you go, heel flap. See that, Tomsky? That's a really nice heel flap. That's a really nice heel flap, Tomsky.
I don't know if he's
then onto the decreases. So now I'm just ready to go round and round and round. I just figured these would make nice, like, house socks. So it doesn't matter. They're not going to match, and they're not really going to have the patterning that's supposed to have, according to the label. But I thought these colours are really fun, and Charlotte might like to wear them as house socks this winter because she keeps telling me it doesn't get very cold there where she lives. But I know, in winter time, once she acclimatises, she might want a little pair of socks to keep her feet warm while she's studying in her room instead of having to wear the on Ugg boots or slippers. Yeah, so I'm just going to do these. I did 72 stitches, which is the large size, because she has, she doesn't have wide feet, but she does have long feet. So I just thought, I'll see how they go. I'm only doing them on I'm doing them on 2mm needles instead of the 2.5. I think they're supposed to be done on. I'm not sure, but I'm going to continue to call them Bay City Rollers because, they and ABBA were my favourites when I was a kid.
And Bay City Rollers were a group.
Bay City Rollers were a rock band in the 70s, and the local newspaper called
Saturday Night.
Yes. I think there's been some controversy about one of them or the manager or something in the news recently.
Really?
Good. Yeah. That's all I'm working on. I just cast that on after I did the crochet pet bed. Yeah, so it's interesting.
How is Bruce? How is Bruce doing, Joe?
Bruce is going great.
Yeah,
We've had trouble on the farm though.
No.
Somebody's dog, and I would say it's a pet because he's not eating the sheep, but he is mauling them and killing them. We've had a lot of sheep killed last week. Last 2 weeks, we've lost our fine wilty-pole purebred ram, Andy, who's big and strong, and he had his side chewed out of him. He was chased out of his paddock. He had froth in his mouth and rolled him over. He's been chased. He's been chased and chased and chased until he was obviously too exhausted and dehydrated. And it worries me because Rowan's in that paddock with Andy, the Randy Ram. So we've moved Rowan in with Bruce and Nip, the cows, and I think we're just going to have to get a donkey. I didn't say that out loud. I'm not wishing it in the universe, but it looks like the only thing we can do to try to save the rest of... we've hardly got any sheep left. Little Frankie was killed. We found her dead in the paddock. Somebody locally has a dog who's getting out. If it was a wild dog, I'd say they would stay and eat and have a meal, but they're not. They're just tearing the sides out of the sheep and then they're going. So, we did have this issue a couple of years ago with a certain person's pet dog, and that dog is still living in the neighbourhood, this big, huge Labrador, which is an idiot. So I think we're just going to lose our sheep. I mean, the only the only alternative for us is to camp out in a sleeping bag with David and his rifle, or with his guns, his rifle probably, and scope out somebody's dog and shoot it. We've lost so many sheep now. Millie doesn't want to replace them. She's really, she's had enough. We've got a couple of them in a corner under the trees. Obviously, they're trying to stay under the trees for shelter, but someone's dog's killing my sheep, which is really awful.
Terrible.
I have a question.
Might have to shoot their dog, which is really
a question and a comment, and I want Ann Pinkova to comment. There's been a lot of stuff, and she knows what I'm about to say. Her governor is under fire right now because she lives on a farm, and I don't know why she would put it in the book, but whatever. About people with farms, people in, not urban areas that have to put dogs down because they kill animals or they go after humans.
Oh yeah.
And I'm seeing people even on conservative sides going after her, and I'm like, have you ever lived on a farm? Have you ever lived amongst animals?
To lay down the situation. So she had this hunting dog. Dog was 18 months, so a year and a half old.
Yeah.
She said it was a stupid, untrainable dog. In addition to that, it was biting people. They they were trying to train this dog. So one day took the dog out for a hunt. The dog was going nuts, messing everything up. He stops at someone else's farm. The dog jumps out and immediately attacks a chicken and kills it. Yeah. Like, okay, we're done. We're not playing with this dog anymore. Dog has to go. And this was like 30 years ago. And, the amount of people who are like, oh, this is cruel. awful. It's like, what's a violent dog? Are you going to say like, oh, it's a violent dog and it's okay because it's a doe-eyed bird dog? No, it's a violent dog.
Right.
And she made a call. And it's like, is it kind to, you know, if you have to put a dog down, of course you want to do it as quick as possible. So it's, you know, painless. It's like, is it somehow kinder to, you know, take it to a vet rather to do it yourself? Or, I mean, 30 years ago, how old are her kids? You know, having a dog like that around your children potentially, or if
and I'm
like,
seeing
oh,
people
well,
saying,
I'll give this
well,
dog to
give the
somebody
dog
else.
away.
Somebody
To what?
else.
My vet,
Somebody else.
yeah.
No one else
My
out
vet is
there
an
is going to
hour
want a dog like
away.
that.
And my vet will not euthanize somebody else's dog on my say-so. So, you know, if it chases Nip, who's only 8 months old, if it chases Bruce, who is, you know, not the healthiest young steer at the moment, who needs a lot more care and love and food, if it chases Rowan, who only has 3 legs, Rowan will go down and it will rip Rowan open. You know, and I've had Rowan for how many? 6 years now.
Right.
6 years now I've had Rowan, and he's a 3-legged goat, and he's really beautiful. And Caro tattooed his beautiful face on her arm. So if somebody
animal is
Rowan,
killing your animals isn't paying any sort of restitution for those.
I don't have a gun license and I don't touch guns, but I will be forcing, in the freezing cold, I will be forcing my husband to sleep outdoors with me in the paddock next to where the cows are and now Rowan is, and only a couple of sheep we've got left out of what we had 26. We've only got a few left, and I'm going to force my husband to sleep in that paddock with me until he shoots whoever's dog it is, because my dogs are up at the house too, and I have a little dog who could be attacked. My dogs have been going off their brain every night between midnight and 1 o'clock. Somebody's dog is doing the rounds of my paddock, because our fences are not electrified. They're, you know, we're not cruel to our animals. My dogs are up on the porch. We've been locking up Jack's young girl every night because all she's doing is barking. My 2 golden retriever girls are locked up at night. Barney and the little dog are keeping guard on the porch, and Penny's inside on everybody's beds having a good snooze. Someone is killing an animal. A dog is killing my animals, and if it's not for food, it's for fun.
You can't.
So
you can't allow that to happen. You just can't.
You can't. You have to get
I
rid of
would
that.
be really upset if I wake up tomorrow morning and Rowan is
and
dead.
you can't give them to
butchered.
somebody else because they're going to bite somebody else. You can, you know, these are animals we're talking about. These are not people.
Like the dog that bit the Secret Service agents 23 times.
Yeah,
they covered
yes,
including sending several to the hospital.
Yeah,
I can't afford. I don't want my animals to be traumatized. I don't want my animals running until they die of exhaustion over half an hour or an hour in a paddock while this dog is running nuts trying to grab them. So so it's very sad. But Bruce is going okay, and you know, maybe we just need to get a donkey to protect them.
Yeah, a donkey would be really good.
I put a link in the private chat about why you should get a donkey. You don't have to watch it right now.
Oh, donkeys are great guard animals.
Yeah, I saved it.
Aren't alpacas good guard animals too?
No, I
think llamas are better.
No,
llamas. One of them.
The person who has a property between us and the last the last dog that we actually videoed killing his alpacas and his sheep. No, he chased the alpacas and he really grabbed hold of the sheep that were in the same paddock. Very fast dog, big, strong, athletic, stupid, was a teenager dog then, is now a fully grown dog. And obviously, talking about having a taste for blood, this dog has a taste for it. I mean, we videoed it, and it even lunged at somebody who was trying to catch it, trying to shoo it away. So it just goes crazy, not rational, like a dog in a dog fight. They're full of bravado and adrenaline, and they're not listening and they're not caring, and they will go for you. They will attack you.
I would put the word out that you're going to kill whatever kills your sheep and let everybody know.
Yeah, well, Yeah, I would say that
That's
it's not just
fine.
us
Yeah.
because he only
no,
stopped at Andy. The dog stopped at Andy and didn't kill anything else that night. So Rowan didn't, cop it. And I'm really worried about Rowan because he's
problem
only
I
got
have-
3 legs. He can't run. He cannot run away.
No. The problem I have is that we have people that are supposed to be thinkers, not emotional people. And
No.
they are like, oh, what are we doing with she's killing. You clearly never lived on a farm. You've clearly never been around animals, because you're saying, oh, well, this dog went out, he tried to bite you, so you should rehome him. What? So he can go bite somebody else?
I do say, though, the jokes are pretty
were
incredible.
They are, but, yeah.
When I lost my prize ewes, I mean, this is back when I was paying $700 for a wilty pole ewe. When I lost my prize ewes, and we had on video him attacking the sheep and grabbing at the alpacas in the next paddock, we did tell them if this happens again, we will be shooting your dog. And they're like, absolutely understand. So whether they understand now or not, however attached they are to this dog now, I mean, I could put Rowan in a pen. I could build him a 6-foot high pen and lock him up every night when I'm not there, but the dog could get out and do it during the day as well.
Yeah.
They don't care about what time they're running around.
No.
I just worry now about our 2 brand new moo cows because they're sweet and they're lovely and they'll come to you. And Bruce apparently tried to mount Millie yesterday. He was so excited to see her. He tried to jump on her. But she hasn't been home for a few days. He's really got anxiety separation issues.
Poor Bruce.
Sweet. That's how friendly he is. He's very sweet. But we will know if the cows get chased because they'll probably pull the fences down. They'll probably go through the fences to get away. As long as they're not forced into a dam and drown. All these cruel things go across my mind. And I'm not an alarmist. I mean, we've lost nearly all our sheep now over the last couple of weeks and just found them dead together in the paddocks.
Oh.
But very upsetting to find Andy, froth at the mouth and part of his side ripped out. Very sad because he's a big, strong boy and, and very loved and very well looked after. Big, healthy boy. So anyway, that's what's been happening on the farm. Cheddar's going well. And I can't wait. My kitty cat, I told Millie she's mine now. She's going really well and she's very sweet and friendly. And I made her a basket, a bed to sleep in. Bruce is going well. I am just worried about the stress of everything that's happening at night and how they're getting affected physically. What else is happening?
Yeah,
no new animals.
Out over that.
Oh, very stressed. I mean, the cows are in the same they're in the next door paddock. So it's like me looking across the park here at the tree next to me and, someone's getting chased and eaten. So it's very likely that he's been in the cows' paddock as well. So they're only a couple of acres in size, the paddocks. So you can see them. But again, there's a machinery shed between our sleeping area and the paddock, so we can't physically see it. We can just hear it all going on at night, and it's in pitch black and it's dark at 5:30 here now at night, and it's still dark till 5:36 in the morning. So farming's great, except when someone's bastard dog is not contained and decides to run around other people's farms at night, creating all sorts of havoc and killing animals for fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard enough dealing with the actual
wildlife. I'm sure that helps. Give the dog a good sit-down conversation.
I do appreciate the fact that you automatically say it's a dog and don't think it's Bigfoot.
Oh, it's not Bigfoot. It's not a Sasquatch, and it's not a wild dog. I mean, if a wild dog's got a litter of puppies or a couple of wild dogs are out together, Andy would have had his whole guts taken out and everything nice and warm would have been eaten. He didn't. Okay. He just had his side. He had his side chewed out where they've just ripped him down and kept grabbing him, obviously. So they've just ripped his flesh off. They haven't eaten him. They were just doing it for fun. Whoever did it, they were doing it for fun, for the chase.
Okay.
What
That's
else?
awful.
Yeah, it is awful.
What else is there? I mean,
What else? Okay. I did get a private message asking what happened with the shawl from last week.
oh
yeah,
yes, yes.
My conundrum, and I was very lucky that I saw a lovely little old lady, older than me, believe it or not, and she is really good friends with the person who I made the shawl for, and she also volunteers at the charity shop with her. And I said to her, she asked me how I was going, and I said, oh, if you wouldn't mind, are you going to see my friend tomorrow? And she said, yes, I'm at the charity shop with her. So I said, I've got this beautiful shawl in my car, and I'd love you to pass it on to her with my love. And I left it at that, and I haven't heard zip. So there you go. So that was 4 days ago. That shawl has been passed on, I'm positive, to its owner. So there you go. And it was passed on with love, and I hope that message was passed on as well. And that's all I can tell you. And now I'm kind of itching to do another one day, because it really was pretty in a plain.
You can make
sort
one
of
for
colour.
me.
Would you like one, Therese?
Ship it.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Would you like, what colour would you like it in?
I still owe you a package because I'm
No.
broke and can't afford sending
No,
stuff
no,
to
okay.
Australia. Oh, I will.
What
I will
colour
get.
would you
I will
like?
get it to you. No, you don't have to send me anything.
What colour would you like a leafy shawl in? Grey leaves? You like grey? That's your favourite. We could do grey leaves or black. Black. Here I am offering to knit
Oh, you
you
sound
black.
like Neil. Neil says, "Do you ever wear anything other than black?" Yeah, light black, dark black.
Still called out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Neil wears black all the time too, though.
No kidding. Okay.
He thinks it makes him look slimmer. That's different from why Therese wears black.
I wear it because I have sports ball and I have Let's Go Brandon.
Oh,
yeah,
you know,
all the things.
Yeah, it's part of your sort of sports theme, isn't it? I found a shawl.
My sports and government and yeah.
I
Sports and
found, you
government,
know how I was
they're kind of
saying
a
this,
thing.
you know how I was saying that there's not really many nice scarf patterns around?
Yes.
I went through my stash and I found one that I obviously have to make because I even laminated the pattern. I laminated it so it's here forever. I've got to make this.
That's a serious problem. That's a serious pattern. What is that?
That's pretty.
This is the
that is pretty.
zigzag scarf pattern.
Oh,
Look at it. And you use, look at that. It looks scrappy, right?
Oh,
yeah, it could be. Yeah, for sure. Minis.
So it looks
Scrappy.
It looks scrappy, but it was just made with two different color. Oh, it's here we go. Sorry, start again. In this picture, it is made with 2 balls each of 2 colors. So 4 balls of wool, but I believe they would only be. I believe they would only be.
That'd be good in self-striping or a Yeah,
so it says Lang's yarn, milled Kalori baby, colour 51 and colour 52, 2 balls of each, or any self-striping fingering weight sock yarn where the colour changes are not too slow. So
bleachy.
The only scary thing is it's knit on US 2.5, so 3mm needles for that lovely tight little chevron-y shaped stitches. But look at that. That's what I'm going to knit. That's the next scarf I'm going to cast on. Yeah. It's a very easy pattern. You know what? It's one pattern repeat that is knit over and over and over, 8 times per row, and then row by row. Oh my goodness, the cast on is 96 stitches on 3mm needles. Imagine if Neil did this. If Neil did 96 stitches on 3mm needles, it'd fit his Barbie.
It'd be like this big. Yeah.
It would fit his Barbie doll.
All I know is I'm doing the small size of his shawl, and I'm using way more than 10, 20 gram minis for the contrasting color.
That's what Tabitha had the problem with. Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, I've even chosen the yarn. Oh gosh, sorry, I'm just dying here. Man flu in Australia, which is 10 times worse than any flu in any other country. I've decided, I don't know, this is not going to be contrasting enough.
What's the name of the pattern, Joe?
What's the name of the pattern?
Zip. Sorry, through my snotty nose, I'm going to say Zick, as in Z-I-C-K, and Zack, Z-A-C-K.
Zigzag. Zigzag.
Zick,
Thrifty
Zack, and I
Zigzag.
believe it's probably, is it a free pattern? I believe it is.
Oh, maybe.
And here's me with all the
I think it is. I feel like I have that.
It sounds familiar.
And I'm thinking,
I like it better than a feather and fan. I like a zigzag better than feather and fan.
So do I so far, but I haven't cast it on yet. And I'm thinking of doing it, then going to, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do it in these, yes or no? I'm going to do it in the same colours, just start at different spaces.
Can I do it in crochet, maybe? Ooh.
I'm sure you could.
This has got some colours.
And I'll get it done quicker than,
This has got lighter colours and darker colours.
think the scarf.
I don't even care if
sparkling would be amazing.
Sparkling. This is single ply Zauber ball, Chappelle Zauber ball, and it's supposed to do dark and lighter stripes. So even if they clash and contrast and complement each other and match each other, I kind of don't care if it color blocks.
They're not going to clash. No.
Well, I've had this yarn in my stash for too many years now, probably over 6 or 7 years. So, maybe 6 years, 5, 6 years. So time to use it. Time to use the Zauber balls.
Just alternate skeins. Yeah.
I'm going to, maybe. Oh, maybe I won't. Heck, maybe I won't. What a hassle when I'm doing the same colours. I think I'm just going to go with one ball at a time until it's the length I like. Then my colour stripes at least will be blocks of colours. Yeah. What the heck? Why make it difficult?
Liz,
why make it difficult?
Makes sense.
Oh, who's in the chat? What do I need to know?
Tabitha's channel is cleared. Any word on what happened? I haven't heard anything.
Oh,
what?
Oh.
Cleared? Gone?
Did she?
She hasn't.
I don't know.
I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything. Her opinions. That's okay. I still love her.
Well, yeah, but
hey, Shetland Wool Week. What's the new hat? Who's got it? I haven't had a look yet. I keep forgetting.
No,
guys, give me the latest.
What's her face? Hazel.
What's
Tyndall.
Tyndall, yeah.
The world's fastest knitter.
Yeah, Tyndall. Yeah.
But she has a new class going, but that's all I know about.
Okay.
Oh no, I heard the hat's been released. Can we see the new hat, Lizzie? Yeah. Shetland Wool Week have released their new pattern for this year.
Can you help? Yeah, that's what they do.
I know, I haven't.
Can you help me? Because I haven't seen it yet. Because every time I think about it, I get sidetracked with something else.
You sound like me.
I keep forgetting to have a look. So zigzag. I'm going to just stripey block it.
Oh shit!
I'm not even going to worry.
Ooh, I think
I'm
this
not going to worry about
no
those
videos on there.
Oh, how many colours is that? Oh my goodness, that's a lot of
channel. There's no videos.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the blue in the top? Who did that? That's hideous. Just saying, in my humble opinion.
Oh, no.
Is that got a blue star in the top?
Yeah, it does. It's $1 for if you want digital and or £1 if you want digital and £2 if you want a printed copy.
Oh, okay. I really don't like that one. Who designed that?
Are those
Hazel
rams on there?
Or a new,
yeah, they're
sorry, whoever designed that. Not my kind of cult work.
Duell family, DOULL family, as the SWW patrons for 2024.
Okay. All right. I'll give that one a miss, and I'll knit up
we'll
last year's one that I haven't done yet.
Oh, Tara got me because now I have to, after watching her latest podcast, now the next thing I'm casting on is this.
What?
Oh, what is that?
Oh, the V-back tee.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You can wear it either way, front with the V in the front or back.
Yeah. I'm doing it
Cool.
for the Arkansas Yarn Crawl. And it's like,
Nice.
there's so many different ways you can do it. And
Yeah,
there's a DK version as well.
Yeah, I don't know what yarn I'm using yet, but that's my next, because it looks really cool.
Yeah, that's going to be my Pasca cast on.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Now, while Neil isn't here to defend himself or anything,
Yes.
yeah,
talk shit. Yeah.
No, I'm just.
Shit on Neil.
I was thinking with all of the ugly cat shawls that he should have like a little segment of people who have knit stuff from the magazine. That'd be pretty cool.
Ooh, that would be good. Yes.
Yeah.
Dish a day or any of the patterns. Yes, for sure.
I mean, you'd have
That's
to like
a great
submit
A roundup. Yes.
Yeah, that
Great
would be
idea,
pretty.
Anne.
Yeah, that would
That
be
is
cool.
a very good idea.
Yeah.
He should,
I
he
can
should
almost
make
hear him say, "Then do it yourself, Anne." I'm like, I get it, Neil. I get it.
Anne's Corner.
No.
Anne's
Oh,
Corner.
Anne's Corner.
And
Yes.
you
It could be
I
a
wouldn't be
recurring
doing anything.
thing. Yes.
It's a picture aggregation. It's a
Well, Teresa and I
No,
can
it
do
could be a feature.
But since
Yeah.
Teresa and I aren't editors, we can't do that.
No,
kind of
I have no say in anything that goes on Black Magazine.
thing. No, despite
Although Liz and I did have him do a sweater in red yarn.
we did.
Great consultation.
And
that
I
was.
will
That was
I will
great
claim that.
consultation.
Yes.
Consultants to Blocked Magazine.
There you
Consultants.
go.
I can see it.
Okay,
now.
so
Expert in consultant.
edition.
We're
oh,
experts.
hey, it's awesome.
That's
I
a
need
great
to
idea,
add-
Anne.
I have to go. I'm sleepy.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming.
Well, thanks for
Thanks.
coming.
Always
It's
like
good to
you're
see you,
on.
Carol.
Yeah, thanks for
Carol.
having me. Good night.
always welcome.
Bye.
Thanks for sharing
Thanks
all
for
your
coming, you
fabulous
crochet
stories.
friend.
Yay.
She's my crochet friend.
I don't know.
She crochets. I can't arm wrestle her now.
She
I know
does.
about you
Get
girls.
crocheting in because all
I
the
like
rest
the
of us
crochet people.
And Joe now. So you need
Joe's
to get-
now crochet. We're taking over. We're gonna have to change the name.
Well, I mean, I do.
Crochet night.
I barely
Nick crochet. Nick
I
crochet
do-
night.
I
Yeah.
do.
Nick
No, I was going to
plus.
say
Oh,
with
no.
so I've been reading all of the Punisher, not all of them yet, but the Punisher comics that I was showing off
Yes.
on Knitting Wars. And okay, part of the advantage of getting like the comic book proper and not like the omnibus like I normally do is that they have like a little section in there with letters to the editor, and letters to the editor are always like, "Hey, this is stupid. Why did he do this?" I'm like, "I love you guys." And there's like a little letter from Stan Lee, and then there's like, if any of the like people who work on these magazines get married, they'll mention it in this little thing because pre-internet days, you want to know. I'm like, this is awesome.
And
That's
the
great.
funny part is that you talk about this here, and we're like, yeah, we know what you're talking about, and you talk about it on your channel, and DK's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know.
Like,
she does get the kind of glazy eyes when.
yeah, her eyes glaze over, and she's like, I don't know what's going on.
Look at this.
So funny. Oh,
There
look
was
at
some
that.
good art.
He knows who the Bay City Rollers are.
He probably does.
Where's Bay City? Does anybody know? I know.
I don't know.
It's
You
in
know.
Michigan.
It is
It's-
in Michigan.
In the Christmas issue
They-
in February, and there's serial killers. It's amazing.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So,
Oh, I love
That's
the
cool.
cover.
It's very
Just
cool.
FYI, we're not.
That
pro
is really
serial
cool.
in real life.
We're
Just-
what?
We're not pro serial killer in real life, but it's
No,
okay.
of course not.
Just saying.
No.
No,
Like
no, no,
serial killers.
okay, this not to spoil this entire issue for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it came out in 89 or 90. So, story's been out there for a while. This story starts out, the Punisher walks into a Catholic church, says, Father, I've been going to you for a while. I've killed a lot of men. They were bad, but I've killed a lot of men. And, is there any help for my eternal soul? And the guy says, look, man, there's another guy who's been coming in and he's been killing women. And you should go do something about that. And he's like, dude, you're the priest. And he's like, yeah, I'm out too. I just violated all my holy orders, but you should go
find this kill that guy.
Wow.
Speaking of that, I read this thing.
That is an open for a comic book. Let me tell you.
I don't know how accurate this is, but I guess his original name was Frank Castiglione, and he was going to be a priest.
Where's he from? Jersey? Come on.
But then he realized that he was unable to forgive people for their sins. He was filled with hatred and rage, and he joined the Marine Corps to enter the Vietnam War, and then later on became the Punisher. So originally he was going to be a Catholic priest, which I think is hilarious because they pair him up against and with Daredevil all the time with his Catholic.
They do. And internationally, he's not called Punisher all the time. Sometimes he's called the Judge, depending on what language.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Anyways, so yeah, that's what I've been reading. He steals a submarine in one. It's amazing.
I saw a thing where it said that they counted all the people he had killed between when the comic book started in 2011, and he had 48,000. He had killed 48,900 people.
I doubt it.
Anyways, we're at, what are we at? 220? 221?
We're at 0. We're at 0 for death. Knit Night has caused 0 deaths so far.
That's right. Neither has TIK, as far as I know.
I do have to go talk to my husband though, and we are watching Blacklist, and so we're very enthralled in that, and so he might want to watch an episode or two before we go to bed.
I should go watch the hockey playoffs.
My ball game is over. Yay! Sorry, Liz, but not sorry.
Yeah, my kids actually do like to talk to me, despite the fact that they're teenagers.
Oh, you know
that's
what?
a good thing.
They're boys. Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
because there'll be times when they don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Your kids are so funny.
And there'll be many more times when you don't want to talk to them.
Very true. I mean, it's just so funny that my 13-year-old thinks that he needs to hold me, act like a parent.
Yeah. They want that though. And that's what, I don't think that's what people nowadays understand, is that the kids don't want gentle parenting. They want structure.
Kids need boundaries.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
They want parents. Yeah.
My kids are good kids. They have big mouths, but
of course they are.
They're good kids.
My kids were arguing about something the other day, a couple weeks ago, and they were trying to bring me into the conversation, and I didn't want to get in the middle of it. So I just looked down at my knitting and started counting out loud.
Yeah.
And immediately they know not to bug me.
Tara's sons are so funny. They're playing video games, and oh my God, they're so funny. And I was just like, we're talking, and I was like, okay. And then they're teenage boys, and you know what? If that's the worst thing they do, they're doing pretty damn good.
Yeah, they are. Well, and my younger one, he's so funny. Like, he is now on this kick. He has this theory about what is wrong with society. And
I have that too, buddy.
No,
me too.
But get this. The problem with society is because men do not go around carrying swords.
Okay.
And I'm like, I could probably think through this and probably agree with him.
I agree. Yeah.
Like,
men are not men. Yeah.
No, and I think society would be better if men carried swords around.
Yeah.
I think he's onto something.
Yeah, the low T is kind of a problem. Yeah.
Jack does a lot of gaming too on his big TV in his room, like Minecraft and all those duty call, whatever war games. And he came out and showed me a clip that somebody did, and they were playing Minecraft, and they went past a dog poo, and they said, remember when dog poo used to turn white, used to calcify and turn white? It doesn't do that anymore. So Jack had to come out and show me that, and we had a chat about that. Anybody know why? Obviously, the formulas have changed. Dog poo doesn't turn white anymore. It doesn't calcify anymore here in Oz. What's going on with the dog food, guys? Just asking. Let me know.
I have no clue.
I have no idea.
Maybe it's the chemicals that are in it now that preserve it,
Probably.
or the colorings.
Probably.
Colorings that stay in it forever. But don't you remember when you used to walk along the sidewalk and there was white calcified dog poop? That doesn't happen anymore. Just saying. I learned a lot of things from
not here either. No.
I learned a lot of things from the players, the gamers. It's very interesting.
No, you're right.
Oh yeah,
not
gamers,
here either. No.
Gamers see the world in their own way.
Oh, they're amazing. They're very enlightening. And they're very funny.
My son,
Oh,
he's been a gamer since he was a toddler because my husband was a gamer, and now he's gotten to the point now that he's adulting that he doesn't do it as often. He's like, Mom, the games are just all the same. There's nothing new and different anymore.
Yeah.
But
just
wait,
ask as.
Next month something will come out, and that will be his new thing. Yeah. But now he's into painting Warhammer.
It's not like it used to be. No.
But he's like, you can just play so many games where you just shoot things.
Yeah. It's not fun anymore. It's not adventure. It's not. Yeah. There's no mind. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I can't breathe. 2 podcasts made me laugh my ass off out loud, with my headphones on, and the whole family's looking at me like I'm absolutely fucking crackers. Friday Night Tights. I'm laughing out loud. I'm forgetting that other people aren't listening with me. And then, oh my goodness, everyone went to bed. I swear to you, David was snoring until I started laughing because he could hear me laughing out loud. Did you watch Jackie's last crochet podcast?
Yes, I did. Yes.
She laughed so hard all the way through that podcast, and she was giving stick to her girlfriends in the chat. And I just sitting there laughing and laughing and laughing out loud. And Jack doesn't know why, and he thinks I've lost the plot. I woke David up. I was laughing so hard. Such a fun podcast to watch. So Crochet HD, Crochet HD, go and watch it. It's so funny.
I found a new podcast to me this week. And she only has maybe 8, whatever. Her name is, hold on, I got to get it. Sheree and Company.
I've not heard that.
Sheree and Company.
I think she has maybe 8 or 10 podcasts.
Yeah.
So it's
good.
It's easy to catch up with her.
What kind of craft does she do? What kind of craft?
She does crochet. Because that's the mode I'm in right now. Because I like finished objects. But yeah, she's super cute, and I found her, so I'm watching her. I'm caught up, and then I try to find other ones. There's something Loopy. Loopy Crochet something. She's older. She's been around for a while. Now I say older. She's been around for like 4 years or whatever. Loopy Crochet and something.
More established. More established.
And so I'm trying to catch up with her. I'm trying to find other, because I'm caught up on I'm caught up on Bag a Day. I'm caught up in, so I'm trying to find other stuff to watch. Just the mindless get away from the politics and just.
Even if you don't crochet, go and watch Jackie's podcast. But don't be trying to drink a cup of tea or coffee because, oh my gosh, the horns in the background. I love Jackie. I laughed.
So funny.
I laughed so hard. And every time she sort of moved a little bit, all I could see was the horns. Oh, I have never laughed so much at a podcast before. She's on par with the whole panel of Friday Night Tights. I mean, that girl has it. Just her sense of humor is so snappy.
It's
she was hilarious.
Senko. It's SURA and Company.
Warfare movie wasn't spoiled for me. Sorry, Therese.
I can't. No, it's fine. I'm just trying to answer about it's SURA and company. It's pronounced Sure.
Oh.
SURA and company. If you look that up, SURA, you'll find it on YouTube. She's super cute.
No.
I didn't want to interrupt. I'm sorry, Ann. I just wanted to get that out to. Yeah, she's really cute. She's new.
So, Ann, do you have anything coming up that we need to know about for politically correct letters or any wars? Any?
I mean, we have an interview we're going to do this week.
Nice.
Knitting Wars is on Tuesday. You know, it's going to be fun.
That's tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. No, next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah, because they had it last week.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's okay. It's hard enough for me to figure out my Tuesdays.
I know. I hate missing when you guys do lives on Saturday morning, but it's before I get up, so.
Yeah, she's like in
early for me.
La La Land. Yeah.
I'm not the.
I love it because I'm in bed and it's about midnight here, so I always watch in bed, all snuggled up. It's good. It's a good time.
I'm not getting up at 6. Sorry, on Saturday.
I get you.
It's okay. That's why we love replays.
Cardigan. I love the fact that DK's making garments now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She crocheted a whole damn thing.
Yeah.
You know what? That's the thing with crochet. I crocheted an entire sweater in a week.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm hooked on it, because you get things done.
Got to bring back the
I'm
crochet
done with my blanket.
Yeah.
But it's also massively big.
Yeah, but once you get that done, it's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
It is.
But you finished your swastika shawl, didn't you?
I did finish
wearing it.
Amazing.
I am wearing it.
It's so beautiful.
So cute.
Oh, sorry, you probably showed it before I even got here today.
No,
Sorry.
I didn't actually.
didn't.
I showed off my murder knit shawl. And I didn't want to.
You're in denial about. Yeah.
Thank God I wasn't here then. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, it is beautiful. Oh, I do love me a big shawl. Gosh, that's beautiful. I love those. Yeah, I love that.
Those colors suit you so much. Yeah.
Oh, they're beautiful stitches. Wow, what a beautiful pinwheel shawl. That's the most gorgeous pinwheel shawl I've seen in a long time.
Every damn end.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. The ends.
The ends.
It is gorgeous.
Thank
you. Well done. What a labor of love.
This is really like the most beautiful shawl I've knit today.
Oh, sorry, Tara. Can you confirm for me the name of the round and round rings bark shawl, whatever it's called? What's it called, please?
It's called
Growth Rings.
Yeah,
okay, I'm looking that one up today. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm looking that one up today because I've decided I'm going to knit a blanket, not crochet a blanket after that effort with the pet bed. Okay, Growth Rings. That's my new cast on for this afternoon.
Yeah,
I'll look it up and grab it.
It's basically like 5 rounds and then knit and then a round of purl or something like that. Or maybe it's 6. Okay. And then
I can do that.
Something like that. And whatever the math is, it's like then you like double your stitches.
Okay. Okay, but it's a written pattern, isn't it? Written?
Yeah.
Not charted?
Yeah, it's written.
Okay, I can do that one. Thank you very much, because I've got the acrylic, sparkly, stripy sort of yarn, and I just thought, bugger it, I need to make a blanket out of it. But I'm not crocheting it.
Murder knit shawl is actually really nice.
You got to talk about the murder knit shawl.
No, I'm not speaking about any. It's I'm not never from my lips again. Not allowed. I would like to keep my.
I'm going to do one in crochet, just because.
Do it. Go for it. And Tunisian crochet too. Go for it.
Yes. Oh, that'd
And
be
weave
even better.
Weave one on a loom. Go for it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, Neil is doing
What about a felted one?
A crochet ugly cat shawl.
How about a fingering? How about a paper
A
clip?
lace one. Do one in lace. Do one in bulky. Everyone do one.
Yeah, I've done more than one, so
Just to spite me. Just spite me. Go on, spite me.
that's
And
my
send your
entire
photos.
goal in life is to spite you, my friend.
And send the photos to Anne Pinkover, who's going to publish them on Blocked Magazine in Anne's Corner.
Anne's Corner. Here's all the.
Send all your photos now of your murder knits hats and
I'm
shawls.
loving this murder knit shawl because I need, like, after this geo gradient, like, I just need something simple.
Yeah.
With
See,
no
that's what I do.
ingredient.
That's what I do in crochet. When I finish something, I'm like, okay, I got to do something else. And I'm so, like I said earlier, before you joined, Joe, I'm so addicted to having finished objects that I'm like, okay, I finished this, I finished that. Here, let me make a dishcloth. You know.
Oh, you did?
I make dishcloth. I made this. I have another one that's it's in the kitchen. But you know, just I watch a ball game and I make a cloth. And so I go from having this ball of yarn that's useless, and now I have something useful, you know. And it took me an hour.
If I had a cotton that was a bit slubby, if I had cotton that was slubby, would I be able to make like a nice face washer with that?
Oh yeah,
like,
would. That would be perfect.
Because I like to scrub, you know, the old dirt and country grub off my face. So I love a face washer. I know people say you shouldn't use soap or agitate or abrase your skin, but you know what? These freckles haven't come off yet. See these freckles? Freckles are never going to come off.
Yeah. Well, and I've seen like people make these like out of crocheted out of cotton, like these circles, and they use like the puff stitch. Yeah, to make it thick.
Oh, to give it
for the face.
I mean, this is good. Or you can add stuff to it, or the granny's. What's the granny's favorite? It's all garter stitch. Yeah,
I would like to make face washes for myself for my showering experience. You know. Yeah. In winter when I can only have 2-minute showers.
You can do the poof.
Oh yeah, you know, I've seen a pattern for like a loop, like basically like the poof.
I'll send you the poof pattern. Yeah, I'll send you the poof pattern. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
It's like the, you know, with the hook and the poof and the and depending on the yarn you use, some are scrubby, some are not. Yeah.
I do have 100% cotton. But I thought if I had cotton that already had slubs in it and I learned how to crochet that at a wider gauge, that could be my face washer because I like to try to scrub my freckles off when I have a shower.
Yeah, I did for my kids' bathroom, and I don't know why I did it for them and not me, but I crocheted a bath mat that's like single crochets and chains. So it's nice and...
Yeah,
I need one of those because I can't reach anymore because I'm old. I can't reach up there anymore. So I could do a long, like a miniature scarf and put handles on it and somehow do that. Okay, that's a great idea.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
Crochet is
the answer.
It'd be no time. Takes no time at all.
Really good, yeah.
Wow. Okay, I love that idea, Tara. That's a great idea.
Yep. I will send you.
Yeah, you just need some cotton yarn, and like you can get. I mean, I don't know what you have in Oz, but like you can
everything.
Like you can get the peaches and cream.
Yes,
it's a very sturdy cotton.
Yes,
and it's kind of rough. Like it's kind of rough, like when you first use it, but like. Yeah. As you wash it and use it, it gets softer.
Love you, Amy.
Yes.
Hugs to Amy.
Okay. I'm going to have a look in my crappy yarn stash for something. I know I have 100%
crappy yarn. Yeah, for sure.
I have lots of 100% cotton to do. I like shawls in cotton, and I don't mind a cotton tee. But I think I've got some slubby stuff.
Yeah,
might be polyester and cotton.
Yeah, and it's not as hard on your hands or your wrists to crochet with cotton than it is to knit.
Yeah,
because that chenille, that chenille was hard work because it doesn't move. So as slick and as fast as I am, it doesn't move. Yeah, you do a slip knot and you can't get it back undone again because nothing's slipping. Okay, so now these my Joe Bob's Bay City roller socks actually look like they're starting to do some kind of pattern. Yeah,
Amy says that she's looking, Joe.
She's looking.
Show Amy something.
She's looking.
Look, Amy.
Yeah,
It's
I
got
need to
some
go through my
sort of
stuff, but
ridiculous
I've
pattern.
crocheted like a lot. Like I once crocheted a hat. Well, I crocheted a couple of hats, but I did it when I got the milliner's wire and put the wire like around the rib. It's like a wide brimmed hat. I need to dig that out. I have no idea where it is from my move.
Amy,
but
did you say
a couple
Amy
of
was
those.
looking?
Amy's looking.
Look, Amy, look. Look, Amy. I'm one of you now. I'm a hooker. Look. Oh, hey, I'll get rid of her. Quick, before Liz makes us
I was
all
just
go
waiting
home.
for you to flip her off. But
look, here's my tip. Beautiful tip. Oh, hang on. I'm all nervous now showing Amy because I know she'll judge me. There's my tip. That's my big tip. And look, Amy, look what I did. A pet bed. Look. A pet bed. We've double bottom.
She's crocheting, Amy.
Amy, I did
She's over here on the hooker side.
Double crochet. American terms, double crochet bottom in the round flat circle. Edie Ekman, thank you. And then I did a little blankie for Cheddar. She's got a little
on our
pink
side.
blankie. And then she's got single crochet around the wall, single crochet double. See, brown, beige on the outside, white on the inside, and an edge stitch I made up myself. I'm channeling you. Look at that edge stitch I made up myself. I don't know how I did it. I probably won't be able to do it again. There you go. And it's all crocheted together really firmly, like the base and the walls are crocheted together. Anyway, I'm dying of the man flu, Amy. You passed it on to me. You should be getting better now because I'm feeling worse. That internet virus. Oh. My goodness, I'm so excited to show it off. It's probably the only crocheted thing you're going to see from me in a while.
Amy says that she's shook it.
Is she shook it? Is she shook it? For real. Amy, thanks for passing me on your bloody internet virus. I'm dying here. Oh, goodness. Oh. Yep, that's my crochet for today. Who knows what I'll come up with next week. Maybe some face washes. I like that idea of face washes because I ain't washing the dishes, but I'll wash my face.
Oh yeah, and like you don't have to make them because like the patterns that I've seen, it's like you make like a circle like that big, and you just wash
just
them.
A little one. Yeah, little ones like that would be good. I mean, I just would like it. I use cloth face washes, so I think cotton face washes would be nice.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd be really happy to make up some of those, and it would be nice to do it on a metal hook and at a little bit looser gauge than that crazy chunky chenille was. So that would be nice. And I know how to do that flat circle now, thanks to Edie Ekman or Eddie Ekman. So I know how to do that off the top of my head now, and I would be that would be nice.
So
people are wondering what the little round discs are hanging off the shower tap, but that's okay.
So are you thinking of doing the growth ring shawl as a blanket? Or as a shawl?
I was thinking of doing it as a blanket. Yes. Why? Is there anything I need to know?
No, I was just curious if you're going to make a shawl or if you're going to do it as a blanket.
I'll show you the yarn. I did bring it. I know you're trying to get me to pack up my toys and go home, but I did bring the yarn. I have this really ugly, sparkly brown, green, beige, tan. It looks cream, but it's not cream. It's a green there, a pale jade. So I've got this really ugly yarn that's in this huge 480 meters, 94% glitter. No, 94% acrylic, 6% glitter polyester, approximately 480 meters. I would be using a 4mm needle. I've got I thought it would make a nice, who knows, it could end up being a shawl, it could be a blanket. I just want to use this crappy yarn and get it out of my stash.
Do you have a lot of it?
You could make a giant granny square.
I could what?
You could make a giant granny square.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Crochet granny square.
Really? Oh, okay. I could, yeah.
Your shawls you can make.
How
many cakes do you have?
3.
One,
Ooh, there you
big
go.
shawl. Big shawl. Big shawl.
So I've got like a mile. By the time, what is it? 1,300, just under a mile of yarn.
You can do
Smooth
that.
box,
You can do that shawl I did with the moss stitch.
Or Amy says the Lydia shawl that Denise designed.
Lydia shawl is always good. Yep.
Okay. Oh, well,
Granny square shawl. Yes.
I was just a bit worried because it's got stripes of colour. I was a bit worried if I, what sort of shape I would make.
No, like that's really great for blankets. Like I crocheted so many blankets with yarn like that, like the Karen cakes. I love Karen cakes.
Me too.
Okay.
How many?
I mean, like a huge, massive mandala blanket. Like I'm using Karen cakes for the color changes because I'm lazy.
You don't have to change, and you just can keep crocheting. You don't have to worry about the color. Yeah.
Mandala. That's the shawl I made. That pink and black shawl I made with the fringe. Was the ombre. Yes.
If I do a Lydia shawl, I have to learn how to do increases or decreases. Where do you start?
Increases, you just do one extra stitch.
And
it's
not,
just
do a double.
Yeah,
you just do the same stitch.
Because I can do single, I can do double, which, I know how to do the doubles now. But then I saw something that said like half double or half treble, and I thought, I'm not even looking. You've lost me completely.
No, that's super easy. Listen, when you increase, all you do is do that
another stitch in the same
chain one and do that stitch again. That's an increase.
Oh, you chain one. So you do chain
between. Yes.
Okay. Some people don't.
You don't chain in between them all the time.
Okay. I'm
like when
I've only got 3 of these, but it's a lot. 480.
But you just add a stitch every the end stitch. Yeah. The one I'm doing, you chain one in between.
But I'm just saying,
but you don't have to do that. No.
Sometimes
depends
what
on
would
the
you
pattern.
crochet? What would you crochet if you had a mile of yarn? If you had 1 mile of yarn, stripy,
I'd probably do a blanket, maybe a corner to corner, or
you could even do a very old-fashioned granny, like it's not actually the granny stitch, but it's like those ripple crochet blankets.
A ripple one in crochet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I had a relative who would make them for everybody.
Crochet.
They were huge and super thick. I don't know exactly what.
If you wanted to go faster, you double crochet only in the back loop only because that makes the double crochets higher.
I was thinking of just practicing my single crochet and doing a rectangle, but then I thought, what if it turns out wonky? It's going to look terrible.
It'd be thick.
So something with a pattern might be better. Okay.
It'll be fun.
Grace, what would you do? Therese, what would you make? If I gave you these 3 balls and said, use it all up in one project, what would you make?
I
That's
would
what I'm
do,
thinking.
I
That's what I'm
would
thinking, Amy.
do a, what's called a, my first, what is it called? It's my first crocheted shawl or something. And all it is double crochet. It's a triangle shawl. And it's double crochet the whole thing.
The whole
and
thing.
So you
I know
do,
double crochet.
Yes. I will send you the pattern. It's super easy.
Okay.
And you can use it for any kind of yarn, any, you know.
It's
And
only 8 ply.
It's a triangle shawl. You can make it as big as you want, as small as you want. It doesn't matter. And I'm about to do one. I don't know when, because it's starting to get hot here. But I have some wool yarn that I bought.
Yeah.
Some brown and some cream yarn, natural colors, and I'm going to make one in stripes. But you can do it in that, and it's so easy. It's a beginner shawl, but it's so effective. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Or you could do a moss stitch, linen stitch, whatever it's called. Do that. That's what I would do.
I haven't investigated that stitch
Oh,
yet.
that's
I'm only doing
single
singles and
crochet.
I
doubles.
love a moss stitch.
You do a single crochet,
American.
do a chain, you skip the next stitch, and then you single crochet in the third stitch.
So good. Yeah. And it looks like it's woven.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Otherwise, look, if I can't do that, it's going to be pet beds. Everyone's going to have glittery pet beds.
You can do it. You can do it.
What size hook is yours, Joe?
I have all the. I have every size.
Oh no, the big one. Did you say 10 millimeter earlier?
Oh, that's a 10 millimeter wooden, but I think I would prefer to use the steel. I've got some pretty aluminium ones, some anodized ones, and I have steel ones. I've got every.
For all of you guys, that's aluminum, but yeah.
Aluminium, the pretty colored ones. I've got those up to probably 8 millimeter size. Like I've got some good, all the way down to the tiny ones that are half a millimeter.
I would use an I or a J, so maybe a 6 millimeter.
Oh yeah, on 8 ply. Okay, I mean, yeah,
how
a
thick
6.
6.
It's only 8 ply. It's only
6.
DK wool.
I know, but
I'd use a 6.
Okay.
It says to use 4 millimeter needles on it. So
no.
I could use 6.
No.
6 would be okay.
I would use an I or a J, so 5.5 or a 6.
Okay.
Just for
I
the
could
drape.
use 6.
Yes. Yes, she is. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I love a Lydia shawl.
goodness.
Lydia shawl is amazing.
It is.
It's great.
Okay. All right. Lydia shawl it is. I'm going to do it. I just don't know how, but I'm going to do it.
It's good.
Amy might do a left-handed tutorial for me, but I doubt it. She
Oh.
doesn't love me that much. Oh, how funny. Imagine Amy getting on YouTube and doing a left-handed retarded tutorial from my friend
I
Joe
would
Bob.
totally watch that.
Yes, I probably would watch it too.
Katie says she uses a G
good, Joe.
for DK.
Yeah, but I would for
Makes it
drape,
for me.
I would go
I
up.
want drape
Yeah,
with
I
the
would
bigger
go up.
I would do it looser.
Okay.
I would go up.
See, I'm going to go up to 6 mil. No problems, because that's a pretty
I'd go
color.
up to an I or a J. Yeah.
Might be a pretty red or green or something. I'll go back and have a look at my crochet hook stash. I could do
Alright,
that.
I gotta go help a kid with something.
I gotta
And
go
he's
eat.
being rather.
Yeah, we all gotta do
about
stuff.
But thanks for coming on, Ann and Tara,
Thanks,
Thank
Ann
you.
and Sarah and everybody.
and everyone. And thanks for the chat. We love hearing the comment, reading the comments,
Yes.
and the jokes. And
Oh,
we're glad you guys like to watch us. We really appreciate it every week. And the comments.
Like,
you leave-
subscribe, tell all your friends. You know,
Oh
all
my
that
goodness.
all that crap.
Go watch Ann's podcast. Go watch Tara's podcast.
For sure.
Here's my little sockies.
Bye, Ames.
Bye, Amy.
Look, Amy, before you look, Amy.
Look, Amy. Look.
I love that that's become a thing now.
It's a thing.
That is.
It's okay.
Look at my perfect stitches, Amy.
Look, they're beautiful.
She's looking.
She's looking.
But I seriously, Joe, you should do another sweater like that because that one fits you really well and it looks good.
Yes, it's beautiful. The color is good for you.
It is good for you.
Thank you. Cost me a whole $30 in wool. No, not even.
I know you enjoy knitting it too.
Don't tell anybody.
I don't care. My life isn't open.
Don't tell anybody. Like, no. Yes, this was. Yes, it cost me a
I like
fortune.
somebody said this is. Who said it? Therese? Do they look like lollipops or icy poles?
I didn't
Ice
say
cream?
that, but they do. They look like. They look like
they do look like
popsicles.
creamsicles.
Yes.
Popsicles. That's what you call it. Look, popsicles.
Yes. They're adorable. It's so cute. That color is so good on you.
It is.
Thank you.
Feel better soon, Joe Bob.
Yeah,
thank
take all your drugs. Get some elderberry, man.
Here, screenshot this. Ready? I'll give you a couple of seconds. Ready?
Okay. Okay.
Oh my goodness, guys. Screenshot that, Emma, in the moment. Go your hardest.
Joe, what is the name of that sweater you're wearing?
What is it called?
Marana. Marana. Marana by somebody Drysdale.
Write it down.
Marana. 8 ply. Top down. In the round. Very easy chart. All good increases. Very easy to make.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, I can breathe again. Thank you, Vix.
And when
Here's
I get
Joe
back
Bob.
to my knitting mojo,
For
I
about
might-
10 minutes, and then it'll wear off, and then you'll need another hit.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, thank you
Go
for
get
getting
some
me out of
rest.
bed. Next
Thanks,
time I'll
everybody.
set my alarm for the right day.
It's okay.
That's okay. You
What
made
an
it. That's
idiot.
all that matters.
You made it. No, it's fine.
And when is that? Is that pattern that you're knitting out yet? That shawl?
No, it's a test knit. It's the Flower Street wrap. The test knit is
pretty.
due by May 5th, I think. So it
Ooh.
should be out
wow.
soon.
Okay, because I
Nice.
definitely
I'll look for it. Yeah,
Pretty.
that's beautiful.
It is lovely. And I finished a whole section while I was sitting here.
Yay!
Nice. We're
Oh,
good for
wow.
something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is the leftover from the Shark Week yarn from Mystery Map.
Ooh,
So that's my next color in here.
Very
nice.
Very pretty.
Very fun.
Very pretty.
Thanks
All
for
right,
coming in. Thanks,
for
Tara.
coming
Thanks,
for joining.
everybody.
Thanks.
Another week, another month.
So much fun. Hang out with friends.
May.
Yeah,
What day
go and
is-
watch Tara's podcast, Yarn, Chicken and
Tara's
Shit,
great.
on YouTube. Yes.
Much fun.
Go and watch
I
her
like to
podcast.
see my new puppy.
Oh, yeah.
And people in the freezers.
No, birds.
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 People. Birds.
birds.
Whatever.
I
The
did
bird.
like the saint who had a pet lion, though. That was nice.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd heard that story before, so that was good. Yeah.
Beautiful new baby puppy.
I know.
Very
He's
good.
so
He's a
cute.
boy.
He's so cute.
He's
He's so.
gorgeous.
Did you
He's
wash
so
him?
huggable if he wasn't covered in mud.
Yeah. Is he fluffy
Right.
white or is he
He
still?
likes being dirty.
Of course he does. He's a
Yeah.
puppy.
He's a dog. Yeah.
He's a
That's
dog.
what they do. Yeah. So nice.
All right,
Anyway.
ladies. We'll
Thanks,
see you
guys.
next month or next week.
Next month.
It'll be-
Wow.
it'll
What are
be
we
next
doing? What?
So it'll technically be next month. So there. All right.
Same
bye.
time.
Guys.
Same channel.